as well. Just pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250. Say the keyword free hard scan. That's pound 250. Say the keyword free hard scan and you'll be connected in seconds. Guys, make that call and make this the day you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Wow, is this a party? Yeah, it's the IKEA 80th anniversary sale, and we've got over 1,000 offers on our items. College students and teachers save 15% in store, or anyone can save 20% off all desks in-store and online.
15% on everything? I'm getting ready for college.
Bring your roommate and anyone else who wants great savings. Hurry in store or go to IKEA-USA.com to save through 9/5. Offers valid in U.S. until 9/5. Student-teacher offer in-store only with valid ID on home furnishing purchases of up to $3,000 pre-tax. Other restrictions apply. See store on IKEA-USA.com for all details.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
You ought to call Strata, home of the $500 best price guarantee. StrataAC.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go in a Thursday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate that. We do have a good program for you today. We'll get you caught up on what's happening out there in the world. The boys' Tote News will do that for you. Danny Myring in the 4 o'clock hour, Orlando Date Night Guide, Date Night Done Right. Colbert Court as well with our buddy Glenn Klausman. 5 o'clock hour, we'll do trivia. 6 o'clock, we'll wrap it up with Ross Thoughts and Last Call. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks between all of that. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. Straight ahead, it's producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
And comedy alien Ross Padgett.
It's pronounced Prigozhin, Ross. Prigozhin.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Find us easily on social media. That's Instagram and Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, just at Jim Colbert Show. And all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. That's where you can check us out on YouTube and see Danny and Glenn do their thing live in person. How's it going today, guys? Everybody good?
Yes. Busy day.
Yeah, it was a busy day, wasn't it?
Getting a lot done. Looks nice outside. I don't know. Is it hot out? I don't know.
No, not that bad. I mean, again, I'm not working in it. I'm in a studio in a sweater.
In a sweater, yes.
Because the AC is it's just unpredictable. It's like a teenage girl. Straight this
Gucci
AC
man.
we have here.
This is the cross we've been given to bear.
Yeah. Yeah, not complaining at all. It's just
it's a little too cold.
It is the irony of our life. That's for sure.
I was outside. I was yanking some weeds.
Yeah, weeding out there. Well, I tell you, man.
You're doing your yards.
You're a straight up gardener these days.
Well, it's because I haven't been.
You know
what I'm talking about? I put a lot of stuff
away. Back, push it back.
Just kept. I'll get to it. And now I got somebody rolled snake eyes and playing Jumanji in my backyard.
Yeah. I have to tell you, man, I do not mind working. I did it my whole life. Worked my balls off all my life. I do not like doing yard work. I will work around the house. I'll sling hammers. I'll throw sod. I'll do cut wood, all that stuff. But man, I hate doing yard work, like weeding and stuff like that. I'll mow the lawn. I mean, but man, and Code Black loves it. That's the craziest things. I'll drive by his house in the summer. He'll be trimming his crepe myrtles.
Yeah.
And it looks like a Disney movie, how he wraps them up and puts them outside so that the guys will pick them up.
Yeah.
They're like these perfect bundles of perfectly cut.
Oh, of the waste, the yard waste.
Oh my God, it's an art form to him. It is. And I can't stand it.
So I got back from my last trip, and I had to do it. It was the driveway. I have part of my driveway is rock driveway and then a rock garden, and it's been overtaken by weeds. I hadn't done anything prior to that point.
Got to pour some brake fluid on it.
And I did not want to put any more poison on the ground. I didn't want to use Roundup. I wanted it done well, and I know the only way is to manually do it.
Oh, man.
And I got back. That's when we started topping 100 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
So I did.
No, thank you.
It was about 45 minutes every morning, early. I just did 45 minutes. Couple cans. It took me a few weeks. Got it all done. Looked fantastic.
Yeah.
It's all coming back.
Oh, yeah. It does take some
and
time.
now
at
I'm
all.
like, where's that? How much is that poison?
Sun and rain.
Oh,
It's the worst. I would think that cleaning pools would be the most ironically difficult job during the summer. Because here you are cleaning beautiful pools, crystal clear, beautiful pools, and you cannot jump into said crystal clear, beautiful pool as a cleaner.
And
You have jobs to do, but in your whole day, you're next to beautiful pools, and I'm sure nice places to live, and all you want to do is just kind of jump in and enjoy the water, but you cannot do that.
And you're just waiting for that one stereotype about your job, which really doesn't exist. There's no cougar. There's no cougar trying to get to you.
You're waiting for Stifler's mom to come flowing out of there in some bathrobe.
It's a guy named Daryl.
It is a guy named Daryl.
He's just gotten a little too old. He used to do it, and you know what? He's always telling you how to do your job, or it keeps getting worse.
Big old bear named Phil.
Yeah.
Comes barreling out of there in his Speedos. Hi. But no, I would think that would be the most ironic. Did you guys watch the debates last night?
yes.
I watched some of it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I got the UFO question.
Yeah, that's crazy. The funny thing is, it's the one time I went to the bathroom, I came back and I heard Chris Christie say, so I get the UFO question?
I get the UFO question.
I don't know who else you give it to. I don't know. Do they spin a wheel? And is that how they decide that, I wonder? When they're sitting back there and they're the moderators and go, okay, we're going to give this person this question, and they have the UFO thing. I mean, do you think they pick somebody to give that to, or do they just kind of spin a wheel and go, contestant number 6 gets the UFO question?
There's a couple of homies up there that I thought were UFOs. They were pretty alien-ish.
Go for it. Come on. Yeah.
It's not a word. I was trying to make something up.
Did you watch from the onset? Watch them introduce themselves?
No, I missed the splash screen. I missed the intro.
Oh, yeah, I missed that too because at that time I was like, oh, wait, I don't have cable, right? This is on a cable network. Fox News is a cable network. So I'm like, oh, maybe if I just download the Fox News app on my TV, I'll be able to watch it. Well, you can only watch it with a subscription to a pay TV service. So I went to YouTube, not streaming there. Finally, I remember commercials we were playing on this station for Rumble. Rumble is a streaming app, and they were going to have it. So it's like I'm downloading Rumble, signing up, and so I got in about 5 minutes after it started.
Yeah.
Did I miss anything?
I don't think you. I think I actually thought the first part of it was going to be like the most important part, to see what their opening statement would be, to set the tone for how they were going to handle the questions, and that pretty much was exactly right. I mean, from DeSantis to Ramaswamy to Christie to Nikki Haley, I mean, pretty much their opening statements were the temperature in which they worked throughout the evening. I would say the only one that would differ from that is Mike Pence, because Mike Pence got into it pretty good with Ramaswamy, for a number of things, because he just shot himself in the face a bunch last night. I thought. I mean,
who, Ramaswamy?
Yeah, I really thought he carried the most. I thought he carried the most momentum into tonight, even though he's down to DeSantis and polling at third.
Yeah.
I thought there's a lot of chatter about him, but he said some things last night when he yells out climate change is a hoax. I mean, again, you have to understand how I look at this thing. I'm sure that plays to the Republican Party quite well, to some of those people who have been sold the idea of climate change being a hoax. And we talked about this last week. Yeah. Whether you believe why it's happening is on you. If you believe it's partly human, partly it's just the world doing its thing, that's on you. But it is changing. It is getting warmer. Things are melting. We know that's happening. He yelled it out as a hoax, and I think that you can't. My problem with Trump is he can't win moderates. Yeah. And I just don't think that you win moderates like that and win over people who are Democrats who are pissed off at Joe Biden's horrible economy that's destroying us, and who wants to make a change.
What's horrible about it?
What, the economy? Inflation's really high, buddy.
Okay, inflation's high worldwide.
Yeah, but the inflation's high here, and it's killing American families. I mean, last night they had stats that were $10,000 less buying power, and that number was off a little bit, but it wasn't off that much.
Right? No, I know I pay more for stuff, and I don't like it.
Yeah, nobody does.
But I also think it's real easy to say, oh, it's Bidenomics or it's Biden's economy, when the whole world is dealing with inflation right now.
A lot of this is post-COVID as well. But Nikki Haley actually said, she said, the spending thing is a lot on Republicans. I know this is hard to hear, but this is, Donald Trump spent more money than any other president, and she shut that down to Pence and all the people who were office holders at the time. I thought she had the most powerful performance last night.
I did as well, but I don't know in a primary if you're trying to court one side, and that's the problem with the system, right?
Yeah, it is.
In the primary, you got to go all the way to one side to get your base, and then in a general election, then you have to move to the center. I thought she came across as moderate, reasonable, and I liked her to the best out of everyone on that stage.
I did too. And again, I am a moderate Republican. I'm not one of these guys. I'm not a red hat wearing Republican guy. I don't believe everything the party tells me just because I'm a party member. I'm not that person. So it wouldn't, even if this was not politics, I'm not that person. I am not a follower per se. So it's hard for me to step in line with people just because they tell you to, because you're wearing a certain letter on your hat. I just find maybe that's where I should be. Maybe I should be an NPA because I don't really adhere to the idea of, hey, just because we're with this group, nothing this group can do is wrong. And my son even asked me last night, he goes, why do you bang on Republicans so much? I said, I bang on them because I vote for them. They've earned, when I vote for you, like if I was voting for you for class president, I would expect you to handle yourself in such a manner where you would bring some honor and integrity to that office. And if you did not do that, I would hammer you for it. I would not hammer you for it just because you are part of a group I'm part of.
Yeah,
I still believe in honor and integrity in that office. And that's what I told my son last night. I said, don't you believe that office should have some honor and integrity? And I know that there are people going out there, well, where's the honor and integrity with Biden or any of them? But we all understand there's a certain plus and minus margin when it comes to those things. This one just goes a little too far for me.
I'm curious because I probably watched the debate for like 35 minutes. How long was it? Like 2.5 hours? 2 hours?
2 hours.
Just 2 hours? I watched about a minute, hour 15 to about hour 50. And I was curious. I was going to ask you guys this today. Are all the debates like that and like from 1990? What was a mid 1990s debate like?
They all can be very contentious. I mean, yes, they can be very contentious because these people are fighting for their political careers, basically.
I get that, but I just think I would like to think that in the 80s or 90s, these presidential debates, left and right, just seemed a little bit more, I don't know, maybe I'm just assuming, but
adult?
They seemed more under control. Last night was insane to me.
Oh, that was nothing. I mean, did you watch any of the Trump debates from 16 or 20?
Those are crazier. But he dropped a D joke.
I thought last night was pretty tame comparatively. I did. There's a couple.
But that's an outlier. I don't even consider those debates as like, sure, they were real, but it was different. Yeah. There was an elephant in the room.
Yes. Prior to 2016, debates were not as wild, but it's grown over. It didn't just all of a sudden happen. It's something that's grown. You go back and watch, Reagan and Bush debate in 1980. It's just a conversation where they kind of agreed with a lot, but they were respectful of each other, and it's just it's changed. And as the news cycle changed, where it became more important to get sound bites and the one-up, and how the system and the mechanism around running for office has changed, the debates have changed as well.
I'll agree with that. I do one thing that Donald Trump did do for sure is he shook the system up without question. He let career politicians know. And a lot of these people that run for office are career politicians. Joe Biden is a career politician. He's been in politics his entire life.
Yes.
He was, since he was 8?
Yeah.
As a senator in Delaware.
That was 120 years ago.
Exactly. He is a career politician. And a lot of these people are career politicians. I think Mike Pence is a career politician. He may have been an attorney before. Some of them do that for sure. But most of them are in office for a living. And when you have got like Donald Trump and this guy Vivek comes in, and even Burgum, they are not career politicians. They are business people that have a larger picture view of how the how our country should run. And then politicians don't know how to deal with that. That's the problem in 2016 with Trump is politicians did not know how to deal with somebody looking at them and saying, you're fat. Or your wife is fat, or your daughter's ugly, because those are things that politicians kept away from view for the longest time. That wasn't meant for the stage.
It's pretty base, but and childish. But I wouldn't necessarily say the businessman running for office has a wider view. I think it's more narrow. I think sometimes it's a different perspective, and it can be more economy focused, but it's more than just running a business, the government, because you do have things like social services, international agreements, and responsibilities beyond the bottom line and the fiscal dollar.
Understood. I'm talking about the perception of the job. I think when as an American voter, you look out there and you hear the shallow nature of most voters, on both sides, about what they really are or aren't attracted to. When you hear a billionaire businessman go, I've got a plan, a basic voter would look at it and go, hey, this guy knows how to run a business, $1 billion business. That's got to take something. You got to be smart to do that. He'll just apply that theory to politics. This is what I was talking to my son about last night. You can't do that. Because in politics, you have to answer to people. You have to have teamwork to make it work. You have to grease this guy, or you have to build something in this guy's state to get his support. You don't have to do that as a CEO. You walk into the boardroom, you put your D on the table, and any questions? Yeah. There are no questions, because the guy with his D on the table is the guy that makes the decisions and signs the checks. It doesn't work like that in politics. You can't do that in politics. You have to have teamwork and people around you that are cohesive, that have a goal in mind, and they can work forward with one centered point, which would be the president. And that's tough to do. And it's hard to do it as a business person because you're so used to steamrolling people with your ideas, because your word is the last word. And a lot of times the president's word is the last word, but not all the time.
Well, I think Nikki Haley did it. That's one of the things I like. She pointed out that, hey, let's be honest here. Let's be honest to the people. We would need 60 votes in the Senate, and it's great because it's so easy to say, this is what I will do.
Exactly.
This is day one. This is what I'm going to do. It's like, yeah, there's more to it than that.
And I love that. It was almost like a little civics lesson. I absolutely love it. I think she did a great job. We'll talk about this a little bit later. 407-916-1041. News, guys?
Yes, absolutely. What is in the news? Ron DeSantis and his kinda smiled. Hey, out there, do you have a bob cut? Do you call the police a little too easily? Well, your favorite coffee drink is back. And is it raining? Nope. It's just R. Kelly back in the news. And much, much more after the break.
All right, 407-916-1041. Back with Toke News and more of the Jim Colbert Show. Hang loose.
You can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your Thursday is going great so far. And right now, on the major highways and roads of Orlando, a few delays. The first and heaviest due to all lanes being closed eastbound on the 408, approaching I-4. Westbound were clear, however. East and westbound lanes of I-4 are also clear, except your usual delay approaching State Road 535, of course. But right now, north and southbound is incident-free on the Turnpike and no issues on the Greenway. Our Safe Touch Security traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Take 5 Oil Change. At Take 5, they're faster than you think. That means they'll change your oil and have you back on the road faster than it takes your fancy designer half-calf, heavy cream, no-whip mocha latte to get cold. Just sit back and relax while their fast-friendly team does all the work. Take 5, the stay-in-your-car 10-minute oil change.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Just one visit, Life Imaging showed me it was worth their time and my time as well. 55 years old. I just don't shrug off those lingering aches or unexplainable pains anymore. I have to pay attention. And with known kidney and prostate issues on both sides of my immediate family, I don't ignore it at all. Matter of fact, with my Life Imaging FLA free heart scan and my cancer scan, I found out a lot of things about my body. A couple of those things were directly related to my family's history, kidney and prostate issues. The good thing is, when you catch this stuff early, you can form a plan with your primary care doctor and then tackle that issue head on. And do it now instead of 10 years from now when you discover it's gotten way worse because you ignored it. That's what Life Imaging FLA is all about. That free heart scan is a game changer, and you can get it for sure right now. Just a few minimum minimum requirements. Remember, that is a $699 value, and this doesn't take any time at all. You don't have to take off your clothes. There are no injected dyes, nothing like that. And while you're there, be sure, ask about that cancer screening. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Just pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. They'll connect you in seconds. You can make that appointment, and then off you go to a better and longer and healthier life. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
As road pros, we know how to get from point A to point B.
Yeah, from making alternate routes to finding the best cup of coffee on the road.
And how to help get better mileage.
Yep. Yeah, all diesel fuels are not the same.
Yep. Synergy diesel-efficient fuel from Exxon and Mobil stations helps you get further down the road. Helps keep your engine cleaner, you know.
Keep this baby running. That's the goal. Get the job done and get home.
Yep. Pros.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Learn more and find a station at Exxon.com. Compared to diesel without detergent additives. Results may vary.
Wow, is this a party?
Yeah, it's the IKEA 80th anniversary sale, and we've got over 1,000 offers on our items. College students and teachers save 15% in store, or anyone can save 20% off all desks in store and online.
15% on everything. I'm getting ready for college.
Bring your roommate and anyone else who wants great savings. Hurry in store or go to IKEA-USA.com to save through 9/5. Offers valid in U.S. until 9/5. Student-teacher offer in store only with valid ID on home furnishing purchases of up to $3,000 pre-tax. Other restrictions apply. See store on IKEA-USA.com for all details.
If there's anything better than getting a few of your favorite things from McDonald's, it's getting a few of your favorite things from McDonald's for less in the McDonald's app. Delicious. Order in the McDonald's app today. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Use mobile order and pay on the McD app and get 30% off any purchase of $5 or more, like a steak, egg, and cheese bagel meal. At participating McDonald's, valid once a day through 12/31/23, excludes tax, must opt into rewards.
It's that time of year again where I tidy up my phone, but saying goodbye to the unused apps of life's past definitely worked up my appetite. That's why I couldn't possibly let go of the McDonald's app. With McDelivery, I can get a 40-piece chicken McNuggets and 2 large fries bundle delivered. And 50 cents goes to local Ronald McDonald House Charities chapters. With all the time I'm saving, maybe I'll tidy up the house next. Ooh, sounds to me like it's chicken McNuggets time. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. At participating McDonald's. Delivery prices may be higher than at restaurants. Delivery and other fees may apply.
Hey, you want to get a Big Green Egg? The best place to go by far is Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up the Big Green Egg for you, and they make it so easy. Follow them on Instagram. It's Wassie's Meat Market, or just go to their website, wassiesmeatmarket.com, to get your Big Green Egg today.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This month, everyone's heading back to school. But while you've been busy buying new notebooks, backpacks, and lunchboxes, I've been coming up with a plan to help you buy a ride that's just too cool for school. Hey, it's RC Hill from RC Hill Mitsubishi, and I've got your key to looking fine in the car line. Right now, you could drive a nice new car for just $9 down. Don't sit in the car line with a car you hate. Ditch your old ride. You be proud to show off in the new 7-seater 2023 Outlander or the stylish Mirage. Cleanest gas car in America, 43 miles per gallon, starting at $15,900. And hey, if you've gotten a low credit score from the School of Hard Knocks, don't worry. My credit specialist, great on a curve, with rates from 0%. And our used car supercenter has over 100 fresh trade-ins starting at $5,900. Visit me to finish your back-to-school shopping, and you could drive home in a nicer, newer car for just $9 down. Hurry, this deal's done when the school bell rings. I'm RC Hill. I'm your car dealer next door. See all my A+ rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Offers require bank approval. See dealer for details.
Get back to school savings on tons of new Nissans now at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Click orlandonissan.com.
Radio. 104.1.
You're listening listening to The Jim Colbert Show. Also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio 104.1. If you want to check us out online, go to JimColbertLive.com. You can watch us on YouTube, do our thing. Ross just gave us a crotch shot for some reason. Don't know what that's all about. Either way.
We're moving.
All right, 407.
He likes to provide treats. He calls them Easter eggs.
Oh,
He
nice.
likes to provide his eggs.
All right, very good.
For the YouTube channel.
People who are asking, Deb will be back with us on Monday, taking a few days off to travel with her fiance, which is cool. She deserves it for sure.
Yeah.
I am Jim. Jack is here.
Yep.
And so is Ross. Let's get some toke news, guys.
And now, it's time
Russian.
for woke news.
Russians.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole world.
On The Jim Colbert Show.
Don't rush it.
Russian President Vladimir Putin offered his first comments today on the mysterious.
Yeah. Was it just this? Got him.
Yeah.
Got him.
Putin's response was, got his ass.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
ever want the smoke. If he wants beef, you might as well just go to Wendy's. Gang, gang. Russian. Suck.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That's not what he said.
No, he did not.
No.
It was similar to that, though.
It was...
if we had a translator, I bet it would be close.
The comments were made hours after the bodies of the crash victims were moved to the
It's fine.
It's fine. I think it's missing a damn vowel.
It's
Russian words are weird.
Just say a Russian airport or a Russian this and that.
It was at a
Remember-
forensic medical examination.
People died here, remember?
Yeah.
It was
Okay,
10 of them, right? It was just the two crew, and then I guess the rest of them were kind of his staff. Like his right-hand guy and some bodyguards and whatnot.
I believe there was like a stewardess also involved.
Yeah.
But Putin's
Flight attendant, buddy.
Putin on the Ritz went on to say, as for the aviation tragedy, first of all, I want to express my sincerest condolences to the families of all victims. Putin said it in an on-camera address, adding that the Wagner Group made a, quote, significant contribution to our common cause of fighting the neo-Nazi regime in Ukraine.
Right.
And then he went on to wink at the camera.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, like, come on, man.
Exactly. I mean, this is so gross. Like, I don't even know why he bothered with a press conference. Nobody buys it. Not even one syllable of it. Yeah, come on. I mean, we know what happened. Come on.
Come on. We talked about it a little bit on the first segment, but the big news here in the States, the first Republican presidential debate aired last night on Fox News without Mr. President Donald Trump on the stage, but that didn't mean it was a conflict-free event. If you watched it, there was some jibs, some jabs, some pokes.
Oh, yeah.
Some words be flying around.
Yeah.
This was all while President Joe Biden was attacked the most, as expected. But this is great news. We need to celebrate. Grab the champagne, guys.
Right, do it.
What's that?
The concept of, quote, wokeness was only mentioned once during the debate.
Yeah. It was from DeSantis, too, right?
Yeah, but that means, it's turning around.
Well, I think
this news segment is no longer going to get text saying y'all are stupid.
Right. Well, I believe why is because I believe his people, he changed his campaign manager. I believe his people kind of told him it wasn't going to play nationally. Like here in Florida, it played great, but it didn't really play well nationally. So that they kind of dumped that. And I think the indicator was when he said, hey, I'm going to move on from this Disney thing last week. He just kind of wants to put that in his rear view and move forward because
I bet he would.
That didn't turn out as well as possible. So, I think you'll probably not hear much about that going forward.
And as we all knew, that a pre-recorded interview while the debate was airing live was then debuted with Trump and former Fox News host Tucker Carlson.
Missed it.
Right, that was released on X, formerly known as Twitter. X, when it says it's released on X, it sounds like porn.
They talked about stuff like water pressure in the sinks, I think, at the White House or Mar-a-Lago. I can't remember. It was really
riveting.
It was unexplainable.
Well, hard-hitting questions from Tucker Carlson.
It was unexplainable. Don't even know why he did it, to be honest with you. Did not need to do it because they didn't really talk about anything. I watched about half of it today. I was like, what is this?
Well, for him, that's just an ego move.
I guess,
it's just like, I won't be there, I'll be here.
Well, he said it would counter-program, so I guess maybe he was just kind of living up to his word. Who knows?
I thought the biggest moment and a lot of people's talking point today was when former President Trump's absence wasn't ignored, of course, with moderators asking the candidates to raise their hands if they would support Donald Trump as the Republican nominee, even if he's convicted on some of the charges he's facing.
Yeah.
Only former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson and Christie refused.
Yeah, and the funny thing, I just got a text about Asa a few minutes ago during the break, and I said, the funny thing is, I think Asa's a great candidate. Good man, the whole 9 yards. The problem is the Republican Party's kind of passed him by. I don't think his kind of candidacy really plays now, the Republican Party. I think he's way too moderate and just not bombastic enough. He just kind of sat there on the side of the stage and not got ignored because he said some powerful things. The problem is it's not going to land anywhere. In a poll with 20 Iowa voters after the fact, young, they asked about everybody there. And when they asked if they would even consider voting for Asa, not one person raised their hand.
I also think that this is worth mentioning. In the first 4 hours after that Donald Trump Carlson interview was posted, it had amassed almost 90 million views.
It's at 170 now.
It's 107. It caught fire. It's a lot of views.
So with that on Twitter, does Tucker Carlson make money from that?
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Has to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know anyone who monetizes Twitter or how that works. Same as the other social media sites?
I would think so.
Yeah, I would assume.
You throw a national ad right before it.
Yeah.
Then you're all good. Donald Trump, by the way, speaking of him, one last story about him. Donald Trump says he plans to surrender to the Fulton County Jail in Georgia today. This might be happening any moment or it just happened. The former president and GOP presidential primary leader is facing 13 charges stemming from his attempts to overturn the 2020 election results. Now, I thought this was worth brushing up on because there's been a lot of charges. In fact, do you guys know how many charges total?
I do.
91.
91 total charges.
The Georgia totaling 91 charges at the state and federal level. Here's a breakdown real fast of the 91 charges. We're not going to go through each charge, but we will go through each case that is bringing all of the charges. You have the New York hush money case. You have the Florida classified documents case. You have the D.C. Jan 6 case. And now you also, the freshest wound is the Georgia case.
Most dangerous one.
And I believe that is regarded as the most dangerous case for the former president.
I think that's where they have the most evidence is for the Georgia case that's not really defendable. I think you could defend the documents case. You could probably get out of that one because other presidents have done it. You could probably get out of the hush money thing because, well, the hush money thing doesn't mean anything. Nobody even cares. Jan 6 is a big deal, but I think the Georgia thing is going to be the nail in the coffin.
Hawaii,
I think that's where a lot of those guys go to jail.
Of course, everyone here in the continental, United States, all of our hearts are breaking for Hawaii. There's a photo, though, that is catching a lot of steam. It's going viral because it is breathtaking. Lahaina on the island of Maui, of course, it's reduced to it looks...
ashes right now.
Yeah.
It looks awful.
It looked like it was pillaged, as post-war pillaging is what it looks like.
Ash and rubble. But the fire left a red-roofed house untouched.
I know, it's crazy.
By the devastation around it. And now, quote, everyone's calling it the Miracle House, says the owner, Trip Milliken.
Great name.
He must be feeling very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It has got to be kind of awkward.
Talk about survivor's guilt.
Oh, my God.
I remember when Katrina or Ike hit up there in the Panhandle, and one of those people up there, a couple of those people had built their houses specifically to withstand that. Everything else had been leveled, like literally down to the slab, and this one house didn't even lose one shingle. It was still like it was built yesterday.
How long until it turns on this guy and they start saying, wait a minute, his is the only one.
Right.
He must be involved with this.
Right,
and
Yeah, sure.
Oh, now speaking of Hawaii, if you want to help send money and help these people who need it, Mark Wahlberg is doing something. And it's in Florida. It's a little south of here, but you can go hang out with Mark Wahlberg tomorrow. He's doing a happy hour fundraiser and raising money for the victims of the Maui wildfires at Rocco's Tacos in Delray Beach.
Ah, really?
So if you want to head south, I think tomorrow is starting at 5 p.m. He's also, just happens to have a new tequila.
Oh, does he really?
Flecha Azul.
Okay.
Flecha Azul tequila brand.
All right.
He'll be donating all proceeds from the event to a nonprofit to provide meals in the wake of natural disasters.
That's awesome.
You want to hang out with Marky Mark tomorrow, Delray Beach, 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Did you ever see his Transformer movie?
Who, Marky Marks?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I saw part of it.
It's a transformer.
Yeah.
It's just,
How's your mother?
how's your mother?
Is it-
No,
is it-
it's a transformer.
Is it Sandberg that used to do him?
Yeah,
yes.
Andy
yes.
Sandberg.
Just-
used to-
yeah.
Oh my God, it was too good.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of national tragedies and international tragedies, Japan is. Well, they began releasing water from its crippled Fukushima nuclear plant into the Pacific Ocean today.
That's still a thing.
Yeah. And now the water's being released over the objections of local fishermen and the government of neighboring China.
Yeah, China immediately said, we are not buying any food from Japan.
Yeah, they were like, ni hao, no.
No water's coming. No food coming from those waters comes into our country right now. It was like immediately they released that.
And China also announced it's expanding on an existing ban on seafood imports from Fukushima to include all of Japan, citing health concerns. So sushi might get a little weird in, the near future. Now, I think it is worth saying that most scientists agree that it doesn't pose a threat, but that's usually how every movie starts. But some are also worried about the long-term consequences.
Yeah.
Just saying, when scientists are like, oh, no, we're good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, sometimes...
I don't know how much water that was, and I don't know how it dilutes into parts per million. I don't know.
Yeah, that whole dilution is the solution thing I don't think it's a thing. The cruise ship's been doing that. Hey, this bag of trash won't hurt much.
Yeah,
it's a big ocean.
Or these 40,000 gallons of pure raw sewage.
There you go. But that's post, disaster. Pre-disaster, you want to get ready. There is a chance in Florida where you can save on hurricane supplies again because they're doing another one of the tax savings, and it's the second disaster preparedness sales tax holiday. It begins on Saturday here in the Sunshine State, where you can get generators, batteries, coolers, other disaster supplies without having to pay sales tax. And new this year, just like during the first one in May, the pet food and supplies are included.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Hey, just real quick on that. I don't know if it has a part of that story. Is there a price cap on any of those items? Like, in other words, does it only cover, like, if you're going to buy a generator, does it only cover the taxes up to like $500 or $700, or is it for the total purchase?
Okay, I'm guessing there is a price cap.
Yeah,
I can't say definitely because I'm guessing there's a price cap because remember the one going on for the outdoor items. I was like, oh, what if I got to stand-up paddleboard? There was a $300 price cap on that, and a lot of boards go for more than that.
Right.
And the thing is, if you get it for $310, you're not just paying tax on 10. You have to pay tax on the whole thing. The whole thing has to be within the window.
Right.
Now, when I did a quick search, I found all the items on the state's website, so I'm sure they have the same for the hurricane items as well.
Important for people to know as they go out.
That starts this Saturday.
Jim, I have bad news for you.
All right, buddy, give it to me. I've had a whole bunch today, so fire away. I've got one more part of my cheek left to get smacked.
But the good news is that it is still a maybe. And we can all pray to whatever God you believe in that it stays a maybe.
All right,
Jim, do you know that?
Come on, Buddha.
Yeah, do you know that annoying ding that goes off when the front seat belts aren't used?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
It's not going to stop there. It's going to the back seats now.
Oh, is it really?
A new rule would require car manufacturers to add a seatbelt warning system for the rear seats of vehicles. The Department of Transportation recently proposed the rule in order to increase seatbelt use. And it also calls for a requirement of a seatbelt warning for the front passenger and for an increase to the length of the warning.
So here's, I think Toyota's ahead of the curve on this because I had this in my car. Like the back seat belts, it'll warn you.
No, I've never had a car that did that.
But also, not only that, in my passenger one, if it's not on, it would just typically beep every 15 seconds or so. It beeps, then it gets faster and louder and faster and louder until you can't. You have to stop the car because you cannot drive
just set it
with
on
that
fire.
noise.
Just set it on fire. And I know that if you put like your groceries in the back seat or in the front seat of some of these cars, they have a weight thing. If it weighs more than like 70 pounds or something, it'll automatically assume it's a person.
Yes.
And you'll have to put the seatbelt over your groceries.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that just pisses me off. which
Why?
I will use as a segue. R. Kelly owes $500 million in restitution.
$500 million?
Owes $500 million in restitution to his victims, and
That's
now
a whole lot of pee-pee songs.
and now he's paying whether he wants to or not. I put this in the news because everybody deserves a good, nice side dish, an appetizer of justice. It turns out that his former label, Universal Music Group, has been sitting on the royalties that they own, for the royalties that they own for the disgraced, R&B singer.
Sure, yeah.
Since a judge ordered the money to be garnished, it looks like that's going to happen. Universal has held back more than the restitution amount. So they're going to cut a check and they're going to send it to the court for the victims. Kelly will still have about $60,000 left after it's done.
Really? His catalog is worth $500,000 or $500 million, like $500 million?
So they've been sitting on all the royalty
checks.
checks.
Still, isn't that shocking that R. Kelly's catalog still makes that much money?
I mean,
oof. I would have never guessed that in a million years.
I mean,
man.
I don't think people are, playing it in the clubs, but maybe by themselves at a red light.
I mean, you give yourself an idea. I mean, Taylor Swift just passed like $700 million in total net worth just like this year.
Well, I think it's just cool that Universal saw this mess coming down and went, all right, we're not going to pocket that.
And
this is weird, and we're going to take care of the victims.
Nice. Jim, how far away from Orange City do you live?
Oh, I don't know, about 25 minutes.
Have you seen a macaque?
I have not.
All right, because police in Florida are warning residents north of Orlando to watch out for a monkey on the loose. The Orange City Police Department says they've received several calls yesterday about a rhesus macaque running wild through residential neighborhoods.
How else do they run?
Huh?
They don't run casually. They always run wild.
They run wild.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the role.
I guess if you have a leash on, but would you be running if you had a leash?
I've never seen one walk, on its hind legs with a suit.
Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission is telling people not to feed the monkey and says don't try to catch it because it could become aggressive. It's unclear where the monkey came from.
Those things are gnarly.
And to wrap up your Toke news, do you have a faded lower back tattoo of a tribal butterfly? Do you have a pixie bob cut? Have you spent too much money on perfume?
Did you hack my phone?
Starbucks fans have been waiting to hear those three letters, PSL. Pumpkin spice lattes are back today, and today is that day. Starbucks has announced that the pumpkin spice latte has returned. Believe it or not, this is the 20th year of pumpkin spice lattes.
They should not be able to roll that out in Florida until we get our first day where the high is in the 70s. They should not be able to do that. It should be like the high of 79. You can roll it out, but until then, you keep it behind. You keep it back behind the counter.
Yeah, it might be Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
And now you are officially woke, choked, and roped.
All right, buddy. Thanks for 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in 1 sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
Russ, if Ryan gets a speedboat, the next day's headline is going to be this: Captain Corn Carney causes carnage at Causeway.
Ah, damn, he did it. He did it without.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today soaring to the low 90s. It's going to be hot and humid, mostly dry skies, maybe an isolated shower moving through, but all in all, it's going to be about the sunshine today. Rain chances do stay low for the rest of the week and likely into the weekend, but the chance for a rise in not only rain chances, but also temperatures moves in by early next week. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earned doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas this September.
Superstar artists from every genre.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
Having trouble sleeping? On the podcast Nothing Much Happens, join yoga and meditation teacher Catherine Nicolai for peaceful bedtime stories to help you relax. Catherine weaves brain training techniques and storytelling to take your mind to a calm and comfy place.
Welcome
to bedtime stories for everyone, in which nothing much happens. You feel good, and then you fall asleep.
Listen to Nothing Much Happens on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Morgan & Morgan is not only America's largest injury law firm, we're also the only injury law firm in the world with lawyers licensed in all 50 states. With dedicated attorneys focused on personal injury, medical malpractice, insurance disputes, car crashes, employee rights, and many others, we have a 30-year track record of getting results for clients just like you. So wherever you are, whatever you need, our firm is ready to take your call. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
$500,000 in August High Hands is the final month of the $1.5 million Summer High Hands at the Daytona Beach and Orange City Racing and Card Club. So don't miss this final month of $1.5 million in Summer High Hands with poker games like Texas Hold'em, Omaha, and 7-card stud. That's $500,000 in cash high hands this August to play at the Orange City Racing and Card Club at I-4 Exit 111B on Saxon Boulevard.
What's the Anajar Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most, getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation, 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando. Running a small business takes grit and determination and a communications provider that's got your back. That's Spectrum Business. Fast, reliable communication solutions that keep your business going. Get 300 megabits per second internet, just $49.99 a month when bundled with Spectrum Business Connect, the all-in-one phone system that lets you work from anywhere on any device. And get a free mobile line for a year. Visit spectrum.com/go faster. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
Response to International Diamond Center's Summer of Savings event has been incredible, but this is it, the final days. You have until August 31st to take advantage of the year's most attractive offer. Get IDC's amazing value price and spread your payments over 3 years with zero interest. And as a special bonus, IDC will even cover your first 2 payments. It's incredible, and everything's included. GIA certified diamonds, all shapes, all sizes, thousands of engagement rings, designer jewelry, colored gemstones, pendants, bands, bracelets. It's our largest selection ever. Or if you prefer, you can get an instant 20% savings on all wedding bands during this incredible event. Take an amazing 20% off any wedding band. But there's just one catch. This spectacular Summer of Savings event ends August 31st at 6 p.m. and will not be extended. So hurry, pick any item, take advantage of 3 years zero interest financing, and let IDC even cover your first 2 payments. Now through the end of August only, and only at International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. On approved credit, some product restrictions apply. See store for details.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
When money is tight, a little breathing room goes a long way.
It sure does. An Amscott installment cash advance from $100 to $1,000 could mean more money and more time to pay it back, all with no credit check. Amscott, some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Just come out, just come out. The man when you're in trouble, car accidents, slips and falls, he's the only one that you should call. Just come out when you're injured on the go.
Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
Welcome to the Unlit Life. It's this place where you feel free, like enjoying a low-key get-together with friends instead of a wild night on the town style of free. When you can enjoy a moment with Blue Vapor just because. You know, the everyday doesn't have to feel so everyday. With Blue e-cigs, you can get stuff done and still have fun. And when we let ourselves get unlit, we start really living. Blue. Get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Fontum Holdings 4BV. Copyright 2022. Fontum US LLC.
This hour of programming is sponsored by Nissan. We make cars that thrill. Shop NissanUSA.com.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now. on Real Radio 104.1.
Jack, for you, take iodized salt, get a 40-pound bag. They're real cheap, and you spread it out all over the rock garden, and it will kill the weeds if it ever rains. But it's doing it to mine. I have a fire pit, and I've done it around all the pavers in the driveway. It works. Iodized, though, iodized.
There you go, Jack. All right, 407-916-1041. That's how you call our show. You can text us easily at 77031.
So
I'm Jim. Jack and Ross are here as well.
I'd like someone else to, like a normal person, to let me know that
There's
that's
nothing
good
wrong
to
with
do.
Larry.
I love Larry.
Very insulting.
But I don't know if I want to be sprinkling salt now, because here's the deal where I know he might be on the right path here. I have made my own homemade weed killer with
soap and salt, and there's something else.
soap,
right?
salt, and vinegar.
There you
right?
go, there,
so
that's
it's
it.
like a gallon of vinegar, cup of salt, and a teaspoon of soap, and helps it cling to the weeds. And it spray, and it will, if you have a sprayer, it will kill your weeds. But it's only the top it's killing. It's not getting the root, and they just continue to grow.
Sure, yeah.
So I wonder now what Larry's saying is you actually take rock salt, iodized rock salt, and sprinkle it out.
Right.
And then when it rains, I guess that salt is supposed to, destroy the weed growth. But I'm not sure if that's really good.
Have you tried pure kerosene?
No.
I know that works.
Here's the deal.
So
our water supply,
how bad do you want it?
Our water supply is beneath us.
It's fine, Jack.
It's an aquifer, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
How can we continue to pour poisons, pharmaceuticals, oils,
We're taking care
gasoline,
of all that.
that goes
Especially
in
in
there.
Seminole County. We're taking care of all that.
I'm just saying, I'm trying.
All you have to do is get yourself a full house reverse osmosis system,
Yeah.
Jack, and you're fine.
I have a full house salt system,
Yeah,
a softener,
there you go.
but
You're fine.
I'm
It's just-
trying to be the change I want to see in the
All right,
world.
very good. All right, no
Even though my neighbors on either side can pour gasoline down the sewer.
Oh, do they really?
No, they
Oh, my God. I was going to say, Jesus H. That's a bomb. All right, 407-916-1041. The one thing I did want to talk about last night with the debates, it was kind of funny to me. We're about halfway through, and I forget what the point was, and I'm sitting there, my wife.
Have to do with China?
I'm in the living room, right? It does. I'm in the living room, and I'm watching it with my son. And my wife had decided to go to bed. I thought she was going to watch something else when she went to bed, but she actually just went to bed and watched the same thing we were watching.
Yeah.
At the same time on the same network. So what the funny thing is, of course, these candidates are, hammering China, China being a big threat to us economically, militarily. And it's true. I would think China is probably our most, our biggest adversary right now. If you were to look at how we were to match up against other countries, China would be a problem. They talked about, army size and economics and, where they are in the world, who their allies are and things like that. And there was this whole big discussion. All candidates chipped in on it. Everybody had this pretty much the same thing to say, right? Very vocal about China. Very vocal. Go to commercial. First commercial, TikTok. It was legit a commercial for TikTok.
Yeah.
And I could not. I heard my wife yell at the same time I yelled from the other room because we could not believe the irony of them playing a TikTok. It was basically telling you how to make money on TikTok.
Yeah.
During the debate, right after
business, American Dream produced by China.
It was goat soap, right?
Yeah, it was goat soap. It was a goat soap TikTok commercial.
It was great.
And I got to tell you, I thought, damn, that was a good commercial.
Right. Look, I started my account back up. I did not.
It is a political strategy.
Buzz.
That's been employed. Hang on, you got to get this guy. He can't get away with that.
Yeah.
That's been employed. By the way, that's what they should use in the debate.
You're
not
right.
a bell. They need a buzzer.
It's so funny. They actually Brett Baer and McCollum Brett Baer for one actually had to turn to the audience at one time because I think Chris Christie was getting on Trump about something or saying something and they started booing.
Actually,
he literally turned around like the bus driver.
Don't
when
make me stop this bus.
When you were in elementary school. I said Brett Baer just yelled at the elementary kids on the bus. That was great.
It was those moments that made me excited to come here to work today and ask you, was it always like that? There's no way. That just seems like such a represent or a reflection of 2023 and just where we are politically.
Yeah, I don't remember the moderators having to address the audience ever. I mean, usually you'd have your Dan Rather, Ted Koppel. You would have these stoic like institutional news people really, handling these things. So there was such a great respect for these people back in the day that out of respect for the moderators, they wouldn't interrupt. I mean, I'm dead serious. They could not care about the candidates, but the people were looking at the moderators and like, well, these people are like the news people of the world. So, we'll treat them with respect. I mean, that's not there.
Back then, Ross, at least from what I remember, 16, 20, 24 years ago, it was just the applause. They were like, please hold your applause. And occasionally they'd say something, it would just be a light applause.
Yeah,
but
smattering.
Now it's more kind of a football game, the cheering.
You said it right.
It's a wrestling promo.
Yeah.
It is a little bit.
They've been coached on what to do with their hands. Definitely, hit the end of your sentences with finger points and all of that.
Right.
All you need is just a little bit of a gravelly voice.
When DeSantis came up and did his opening moment, I looked at my son, and my son's not a big DeSantis fan. He looks at me and he goes, "Is this guy running for homecoming king?" And I thought it was actually a pretty good line because that's kind of what it felt like. He's like, "Okay, guys, come on, we're going to do this." It didn't. I don't think he did that bad of a job, and I think collectively. The media doesn't think he did it. Didn't hurt himself any.
He did, but he also didn't stand out. Remember yesterday you said he needed to have a good debate. Yeah. He was there.
Yeah, and I think
present.
He got buried by a lot of people who had bigger things to say. He didn't interrupt. The one thing I have to say about him, he did not interrupt. He was being very cordial.
Yeah.
And playing by the rules. Other people were. Actually, Pence got hit a lot last night. For interrupting. He actually got called out by Bret Baier.
Yeah.
I mean, basically called him out. And basically said, hey, look, you're not helping. He used those words. You're not helping Vice President Pence.
He might not be helping the debate, but is he helping his chance of becoming a president?
Yeah, it's like as the guy who's always see milquetoast background.
Right, yeah.
Kind of like, an NPC.
Right,
yeah. But it's like he's like, no, I think he wants to show he has passion and fight.
He did, and I think that, again, the consensus is across all boards, whether it be, primarily left-leaning news services or right-leaning news services, or even in the center, like I kind of go to everywhere. The one thing about Pence last night was he showed some fight. He actually showed some fire. Vivek got him going pretty good, and he let him have it. Called him a rookie. But Vivek really got out there, and I think his whole thing is I'm going to introduce myself to America, whether they like it or not. Everybody's pretty much saying they didn't really care for it a bunch.
What I saw a salesman.
Yeah, that's what I saw as well.
He came across as a salesman, and
I think that word was actually used in my house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's how it felt like to me.
It was like a pitch more than a guy who really is in. And here's again, you got a good story. Came here penniless as immigrants.
Absolutely.
Built a business, made hundreds of millions of dollars doing so, no problem. That doesn't mean you should be a good candidate for president of the United States. At 37 years old.
I saw one political stat tracker saying that he was the one who threw down the most hammers, and he was also the one who took the most hammers.
He did. Yeah, he lived by it, and he died by it because he did. He took, and he said a couple of things that were, he called he said, I'm the only one up here not bought and paid for.
Yeah.
And that shut the thing down for a minute. Like that was about 30 seconds of pretty darn uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because when you hit a politician, I think that's where you hit him, right? You hit him and you say, hey, you're paid for. You're a PAC puppet. And that's the other thing he kept saying.
That was a good one.
Like you're a PAC puppet.
Yeah.
You pretty much do what the PAC wants you to do. Do you have any ideas on your own? Are you leading on your own? But DeSantis has Florida to lean on, and whether you like it or not, Florida came through the pandemic pretty well when it comes to, finance. And a lot of people who are Republicans are like, it's the finance or it's the economy stupid kind of scenario.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really concern themselves with gay rights. That didn't really come up a whole bunch. The trans thing didn't come up much. The woke thing didn't come up much. It was pretty much the economy, the border, and what we're doing to protect ourselves from China, as I remember it. But those are the big things. But the border was a big issue. All right, 407-916-1041. Danny Myring up next with the Orlando Date Night Guide. Date night done right. Coming at you right after this.
Orlando City is back home hosting St. Louis SC this Saturday at Exploria Stadium. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Delays in the usual spots on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area as you travel westbound between Fairbanks and Robinson Street, as well as between Central Florida Parkway and 536. Be on the lookout for a crash causing some slow traffic on 434 near the Greenway. Another accident is partially blocking the exit ramp northbound on the Greenway to the southbound side of the Turnpike. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by
Off Clean Feel, so I can accessorize with studs and not with mosquitoes. I can wear my classic white crop and flag panel jeans and know that I'm covered with 8 hours of not sticky, fragrance-free protection. Get your pre-party protection on with Off Clean Feel. SC Johnson.
Man, let's get you into an air-conditioned company that you can trust, that you can lean on, one that has integrity, one that has an owner that actually cares about your experience with their company. That's Leon Mills, and the company I'm talking about, of course, that's Mills Air. For me and for Ross and for Deb, they have really done right by us, especially Deb, man. What they did for Deb's moms, I mean, I will never be able to really explain it, what they did for Deb's mom at her age, couldn't be in that house with heat like that, had a company she'd been dealing with for years, made a call to them to see if they could help. They couldn't even put her on the schedule. One call to Leon Mills. They're there that day. They got the AC working long enough so that her new unit came in and then got that installed. Way better. Ross's house wasn't even built for central heat and air. Companies had turned him down. You can't put an AC in that house. And they did it. That's what they do. They go above and beyond every single time, and they'll do it for you as well. And they'll use that 30 years of experience to make sure your AC never gives up on you. Plus, they're Carrier factory authorized dealers. That can get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and certainly turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call them today. 407-277-1159. Find them online at millsair.com.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Did you know trading in your car at a dealer could cost you money? Research shows consumers who trade in their car pay an average of $990 more. So don't trade in, sell it to We Buy Any Car. Get your free online valuation now at
We Buy Any Car.
Research published in the Journal of Industrial Economics, December 2015, showed buyers with a trade-in pay an average of $990 more than those who do not trade in their used cars.
It happens every day. Regular people are winning every single day. Whether it's $500 or $50,000, anybody can win. Because when they win, I feel like I'm winning.
Hi, my name is Kong. I won over $100,000 playing Baccarat. You could pick banker or player. If you pick the right side, the odds in your favor.
My name is Janelle, and I won a brand new BMW. I screamed, I hollered. That's me.
Anybody could win at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Must be 21 to play slots or table games. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
The best time to get a great deal on a Jeep SUV is now, during the Summer of Jeep event. Well-qualified, returning FCA lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x2 for $409 a month for 39 months with $2,999 to its signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. Call 1-888-925-JEEP for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Chrysler Capital. Current lease must end by 9/2/24. Extra charge for miles over 32,500. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 9/5. Jeep is a registered trademark.
Hey, you want to get a Big Green Egg? The best place to go by far is Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up the Big Green Egg for you, and they make it so easy. Follow them on Instagram. It's Wassie's Meat Market, or just go to their website, wassiesmeatmarket.com, to get your Big Green Egg today.
The best time to get a great deal on a Ram truck is now, during the Ram Make This the Summer event. Visit ram.com or visit your local Ram dealer to find the perfect Ram truck for you. And now, current FCA owners get $8,980 in total values on the 2023 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab. Total values include combined cash allowance and $2,980 Bighorn Level 2 package value. Current vehicle must be registered at least 30 days prior to purchase. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 9/5/23.
Every day, you breathe in thousands of microscopic germs, allergens, and viruses. Don't let these invisible invaders make breathing through your nose impossible. Flush them out with Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril around the back of the nose and out the other nostril, helping flush out all the nasty things that make you miserable. Nearly 4 million people use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. People like Cindy, a verified Navage user who writes, "I've had such awful nasal congestion for the last couple years. I bought Navage and OMG, I can breathe again. I love this thing. Goodbye, Neti Pot. Hello, Navage." End quote. If you suffer from sinus congestion, allergies, or snoring, then Navage is the safe, drug-free solution you've been looking for. Navage is at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and Navage.com. Navage. N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Hey, Disney fans, here's your chance to join the voices of Princess Jasmine and Jafar from the classic Disney film Aladdin for a live discussion of their careers and help support Give Kids the World. It's an evening with Linda Larkin and Jonathan Freeman this Saturday, August 26th, as they celebrate 30 years of Aladdin. It'll be a one-of-a-kind discussion about their Disney careers at the Give Kids the World Village in Kissimmee. Get the details and 50% off access code at realradio.fm/events.
Slowed down, held back, inhibited. What you get out depends on what you put in. Rejuvenate your engine's performance with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline, because true performance knows no bounds. New and improved Shell V-Power Nitro Plus removes up to 100% of performance-robbing deposits to rejuvenate your engine's performance. Continuous use in gasoline direct injection engine fuel injectors.
Florida home insurance options are thinning faster than your father-in-law's hairline. So before you end up with less coverage than his bald spot, check out Open House Home Insurance, an online-first home insurance solution that is here to stay. With an insurance group that has been serving Floridians for over 25 years, Open House saves you money without sacrificing coverage. Get a quote in seconds at openhouseinsurance.com. Administered by Frontline Insurance Managers Incorporated and underwritten by First Protective Insurance Company. See openhouseinsurance.com for details. This advertisement does not constitute a binding offer or guarantee of coverage.
In this week's Marketers Report, we hear about the importance of local radio from Allison Griffin, Head of Marketing at State Farm.
iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Divorce? Call Trendley & Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
At Morgan & Morgan, the fee is free. You don't pay us anything unless we win your case.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Something good. Man, oh man. Happy Thursday, peeps. The funky Shaka Khan.
Tell me something good.
Man, Rufus was... How aptly named is this band? It's just everything about it's funky. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Jack is right there.
Yo.
Ross is here.
It's true.
Let's do date night done right.
Whether you're dating and in love or married and in a fight, keep your romance shining bright. This is date night done right.
You guys good and loud for Danny Meyering from Orlando Date Night Guide.
Oh, yeah. I'm a better man.
What's up, kiddo? How you doing?
I am wonderful. I'm on top of the world this week.
Oh, that's
man.
good.
Yeah.
Wow. What's got you glowing so much? I love this.
Well, first of all, it's like basic white woman season. Pumpkin spice is now here, so I'm riding that wave a little bit. And then had a great day yesterday.
Very
with
nice.
My hubby.
Very nice.
Good.
Oh, yesterday was your husband's birthday.
It was.
And did you get yourself a pumpkin spice latte today to kick off the season?
So I actually went early. New City Coffee in Lake Mary does these coffee flights.
Oh, really?
Yes, I mean, it's like all the influencers go wild.
Wow,
that's interesting. Never thought of
a
that.
coffee flight.
Where is this?
You got to share it because it amounts to about 2 cups of coffee. New City Coffee in Lake Mary, that downtown Lake Mary area.
That's
right
very
by the
cool.
City Hall.
Absolutely.
So they do it iced or hot. And I drug my husband along, and we did the hot because it photographs better. And the only sitting available was outside. So we were soldiers. We were having hot coffee flights at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Happy birthday!
You're welcome, Orlando. I did this for you.
Very good. Well, that's cool. How did you hear about that spot?
Gosh, they started doing that about a year or two ago, and
Never heard
with
of it.
Orlando Date Night Guide, we got wind of it because we have a pumpkin spice coffee guide because
All right.
it is a thing. There are so many local shops that have some cool drinks.
You know,
so.
that's important to say because I think a lot of people would just get stuck on their normal coffee place, whether it be Starbucks or Dunkin' or whatever, and they're like, well, that's the pumpkin spice thing.
Yep.
But when you venture out, those things can take on a bunch of different character.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of cool places. There's Vanessa's coffee shop. There's like Lake Nona and Kissimmee. She has those locations. And they do like graham cracker crusts on the coffee cup.
Oh
it's
my
like dessert.
God, dude. Get in there.
So
Well,
there's all kinds of cool creations out
Speaking
there.
of coffee, that got me out of my normal routine. I have a Starbucks 1 mile in one direction, a Dunkin' Donuts a mile in the other
course.
direction. And listening to Danny last week, she mentioned a place called Claro's, which is 2 miles from me. My
Yeah.
wife and I went on Sunday, had a lovely time. What a nice little hangout there, and got to meet Claro and talk to him for a bit.
Damn.
Yeah.
I bet
My
you
job here is done.
I bet you that your Starbucks is to your left and your Dunkin' is to your right.
100%.
Yeah, that checks out.
All right, so what do you have for us this week, Danny?
Yeah, so the weather, I promise, is going to start cooling down, and now's kind of a sweet spot to do some kayaking. We went to King's Landing yesterday.
Nice.
And that place is gorgeous. That's been on my Florida bucket list for a while. I'm sure some folks have seen it on social media.
Yeah,
it's this gorgeous crystal water.
And the funny thing is, we were just talking a little bit beforehand. One of the big things now on social for Florida in general are drone shots of the springs. And when you see the drone shot of the King's Landing area, and I'll say this this is my thing, it looks fake. It looks like something that Disney built. It's so perfect, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know Florida had a King's Landing.
Yeah.
King's Landing, Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Just throwing that out there.
Okay.
Sorry, I missed that reference.
Different vibe.
It is a very different vibe. Yeah. There's no crazy white-haired woman on a dragon.
Unless you want to count me. That was, that was me yesterday. Thank God my husband can paddle better than I can.
Yeah,
I was doing my best,
All
but
right.
he definitely carried the team.
So it's in Rock Springs.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've been around a minute, and you can either launch your own kayak. It's only like $10 to launch your own. You can rent there. We did a guided tour because it was our first time we wanted, and it's his birthday. And so we wanted to get to know it. And Owen was our tour guide. He was amazing. He was really sweet. We were with 2 other couples, and I got to say, I felt like I was back in high school because we got there on time. I had signed the waivers. We were all prepped. I was like teacher's pet. And then everyone else showed up 15 minutes late, rolling in, no signed waivers, nothing. So I had to take some deep breaths and be like, we can wait. We're good.
and I was close. I'm looking right here that the Florida King's Landing has a white-haired woman who is chasing a dragon.
There you go.
Yeah.
That checks out.
Yeah. Heroin.
Yeah. Right. All right, what else you got for us?
So, and then also on the water, we went to Cabana Live, which is a new spot in Sanford. It's a place that was open before. They closed down. They're open again now, different ownership. And so this place has a pool. It has huge TV screens. So it's part sports bar, part pool bar. It's on the marina in Port of Sanford. They do kids eat free on Wednesdays. So we put that up on Orlando Parenting. They've got happy hour specials. It's a really cool spot.
That's cool.
So,
Never even heard of it.
Yeah. So they had their grand opening last week, and it's starting to catch wind now.
What's the name of it?
Cabana Live.
Got it.
Yeah. So it's in Sanford, and they do an adults only pool night sometimes. So I can imagine that's going to get interesting.
Right, exactly. Everybody close on.
So
remember.
you may want to I don't know, maybe don't do the kids eat free on the same week following the Anyway. So let's move on to weekend events. Tomorrow, also in Sanford, is Sunset at the Zoo. So it's time for that again. This month, the theme is Native American and Alaska Native culture. And so I love this event because, again, it's 1/3 of the admission cost. It's only $6 if you buy your tickets in advance. It's from, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., and they do live music and games for the kids, and they have animal presentations. So this is a really cool thing. And the next one that's going to happen is in September, and that'll be the last one for the summer.
That's right,
So, yeah, so definitely check that out. It's certainly an affordable date idea. And then one thing I'm really looking forward to, I wish I could go, is the carnival where orchestra meets circus.
Okay.
So this is at the Cheyenne Saloon. This is done by the Creative City Project.
I wish anything that they do is always over the top big. It's an event, and if you live in Central Florida, it is a must.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This is pretty dope. I saw some footage of it this morning, and it just seems like a really cool experience that, only cities like Orlando could offer.
So what is it?
I love that.
What is it quickly, and then we'll...
Yeah, so they're going to have a live orchestra, and they're going to have dancers perform. And so since it's the Cheyenne Saloon, you're kind of doing almost like a theater in the round.
Yeah.
And tickets are almost selling out. So,
oh, wow, really?
Yeah, anything that Creative City Project does is a great time.
Is it just one show?
It's starting, thank you for bringing that up. It's August 25th to 27th, so there's multiple performances.
Perfect. We'll check that. All right, take a little break, come back. Danny Meyring's got some more for us on the other side. Orlando Date Night done right. Coming back one sec.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Delays in the usual spots on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area as you travel westbound between Fairbanks and Robinson Street, as well as between Central Florida Parkway and 536. Be on the lookout for a crash causing some slow traffic on 434 near the Greenway. Another accident is partially blocking the exit ramp northbound on the Greenway to the southbound side of the Turnpike. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by ViStar Credit Union. ViStar Credit Union's third location in Orange County is now open in Winter Park. They are ready to help you reach your financial goals and life goals. Visit ViStarCU.org/Winter Park or stop by 605 North Orlando Avenue. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your eyes, certainly the window into your world. That's why you should never consider a discount surgery center for LASIK vision correction. What you should do, however, is turn to the team at the Filatowski Eye Institute. That's exactly what I did for my son and my father-in-law. I trust them implicitly, and one of the reasons I can do that, 65,000 surgeries over 30 years here in Central Florida. They have the experience that you demand, not to mention they have the latest state-of-the-art LASIK technology as well. Fast recovery times, most people back to work the very next day. This thing changed my kid's life. 18 years old, he was struggling now. Crystal clear vision. Start seeing the way you were meant to. Contact the Filatowski Eye Institute, and it's so easy. All you have to do is text 1041 to the number 868686. That way you can schedule your consultation and find out what these guys can do for you. They even offer 24-month interest-free financing to qualified patients. Again, just simply text 1041 to the number 868686. It is the Filatowski Eye Institute, the smart choice, the only choice for LASIK vision correction.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Running a small business takes grit and determination and a communications provider that's got your back. That's Spectrum Business. Fast, reliable communication solutions that keep your business going. Get 300 megabits per second internet, just $49.99 a month when bundled with Spectrum Business Connect, the all-in-one phone system that lets you work from anywhere on any device. And get a free mobile line for a year. Visit spectrum.com/go faster. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
That's right. It's a real mess out there, Kate. We're seeing heavy congestion on the eastbound lanes of the main expressway with traffic backed up for miles.
What do traffic and debt have in common? You don't want to be in either for too long. Move into the fast lane with Fairwinds Credit Union. We'll help you set goals, save more, and be your guide to achieving financial freedom together. Visit fairwinds.org/together and become a member today. Fairwinds. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
Wake up, people. You are optimizing every waking hour of your life. From carpooling kids, to work, to friends, and everything in between. You have to get sleep. And a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements. Learning how you sleep, so you learn to sleep better. Night after night. Sleep next level. Only from Sleep Number.
It's the biggest sale of the year. Save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus special financing. Ends Monday. See store for details.
If you're a pro painter, do you know how much you're paying per gallon for paint? Paint stores try to convince you that you're getting a good deal with deep discounts. But what they don't tell you is their starting price is too high to begin with. If you buy paint from the Home Depot, you're getting the lowest price per gallon on Behr paint, guaranteed. We offer everyday low prices on every gallon of top-rated Behr paints, stains, and primers. Plus, pros earn discounts through our Pro Extra Paint Rewards program. That's the value of the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only. See store for details.
This is Steve Kramer. Let me tell you a business secret. There are sketch companies out there selling awards. Make sure the awards earned by your lawyer are from respected organizations. At Trendley Kramer Law, our lawyers have been recognized by Orlando Magazine Best Lawyers, Florida Trend Legal Elite, Super Lawyers, and listed in U.S. News as a best law firm for years. We've earned the awards that can't be bought. Trendley Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Hi, I'm Marissa Thalberg.
And I'm Stephen Wolf Pereira. Come join us for our podcast, Brand New.
So what's really new about Brand New? Well, Stephen and I are not only longtime C-suite executives, we're friends.
Because of that, we've got a lot to say about tech, entertainment, advertising, media, and marketing, what we call Team.
It's real talk from the inside, personal talk too, and it's meant for everyone rising in business or just interested in it.
Just look for the Brand New podcast wherever you listen.
It's a brand new conversation you won't want to miss.
Get 15% off your entire order every day when you spend $5 or more on the McDonald's app. App download required.
Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Thanks so much for tuning in on this beautiful Thursday. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope you've had a great week. I am Jim. Jack is here, and so is Ross. And Danny Meyering is with us, Orlando Date Night Guide. She's doing Date Night Done Right, where we can tell you some things happening in Orlando where you can enjoy it with your significant other. So what else you got out there, Danny?
Or others, you know.
Yeah, or others. You're right, exactly.
All right. So if you're wanting to do something good and give back to the community, every so often, Ivanhoe. It's been great, y'all. I found the line I wasn't supposed to cross. All right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So Ivanhoe Village does a cleanup every so often, and this is happening on Saturday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And so they supply trash pickers and garbage bags and so forth, and you can clean up that area, which I know is not everybody's thing, but right. If you want to give back and then, you know, go out for drinks after, Ivanhoe Village is a great spot.
Oh my God,
for
there's
that.
So many places to get hammered around there. And I mean, got to tell you, that place is great for day drinking around that Virginia, that run hole right there on Orange Avenue. That is some day drinking world. I mean, from the from the hammered lamb all the way up to
Lucky Lure is there, right?
Exactly.
Lucky Lure, yes.
It's kind of like downtown 2.0.
It
It's
is.
like like hidden secret downtown.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like it better, honestly.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
Yeah.
I wonder, does Hammered Lamb still do like the sunrail shots? Like back in the day when the sunrail would go by, like they'd give out like this tiny little shot. But it's been forever since I've been there. Unfortunately, this was like pre-husband and baby.
There used to be a little taco shop over in Winter Park off of Fairbanks that would do that. When the train track ran right by there, you would go. It would run by. Yeah, PRs exactly. Yeah, and you do a shot of tequila. They'd give you a shot of tequila.
Oh man,
we got that train schedule and headed on over, kids.
If you need a little pick-me-up, again, we've been talking about pumpkin spice, then Blackbird Comics and Coffee, which is one of my favorite little coffee shops. They are celebrating their 5th anniversary. They're in Maitland, so they're on Horatio. And so it's a comic book shop. They've got board games. It's like total nerdgasm, which is totally my bag. I love it.
Captain America. Wolverine is in his original yellow suit.
I didn't know y'all knew what was going
on.
No,
he knows. He knows. He nerdgasms. I do not.
Oh, yeah.
I do not. That's who I bully.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm joking. I don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I cut myself there. I was like, that's not radio appropriate.
We only have so many wet wipes, please.
Yeah.
Need a cold shower. All right. So they're doing their anniversary party on Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. They are giving away a couple of different things. They say it's family friendly. Parking might be a little bit rough there, so just be aware of that. And then Saturday evening, 8 to 11:30 p.m. is Science Night Live, the classic date idea. If you have not been to this, it's a lot of fun. It's adults only at the Orlando Science Center. They do all kinds of fun things. They always add in extra entertainment, and tickets are just about $20 a person, which is not too bad.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Then they've got like beer and wine and stuff.
I tell you what's awesome about that is that patio up there. I mean, my favorite thing is like during the tournament, I slide out there, maybe go kind of clip a cigar, and just stand on that patio. It's such a great vista of the sky, and it's a wonderful view of the city. It's great.
Oh, I was chilling out there.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's a popular wedding spot.
Yeah.
Another nerdy wedding place, perhaps. And then lastly, on Sunday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. is the brunch parking lot party. So parking lot party is something that happens a couple of times a month in different locations. And it's usually in the evening, but every so often they do a brunch one. And this is going to be at Red Light. So you've got food trucks that are going to be doing brunch specials. And then, Red Light is a cool place to hang out there in the Audubon Park area.
Yeah, I believe that is the legendary first craft bar. It was the very first craft beer bar in Orlando, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. Yeah.
That kicked off the wave of the craft beer thing. That's the only place in town I remember back in the day that you could even go get one.
Right.
When I didn't even know what the word craft beer meant at that time, because I think the only game in the town, the only game you could even buy in the stores was like Anchor, is it Anchor Steam?
Oh, yeah.
You could get that, or you could get Sam Adams. Those were considered craft beers, but other than that, that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
And then people started doing it. And Red Light was like hipster.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was like New York City for hipsters in Orlando. It was where everybody went,
Yeah. And Audubon Park.
There you go.
I have to slow down. Blonde hair. That whole area, I just love hanging out and.
Oh yeah, you get the donut shop across the street. You got Easton Market down there with Domu. You have all kinds of stuff, and then you're right down the street from Baldwin Park. If you want to slide in there and have any, go to any of the restaurants or
Tactical
brewing down there, it's wonderful.
Yeah, man, Baldwin Park. I want to go back. There's like a waterfront restaurant Mexican place that I've been wanting to check out. It's been there forever. I think.
Yeah, actually, they built it because they've tried a couple things down by the lake. They tried to do a nice steak restaurant, but for some reason it just kind of gets lost in the fray.
Yeah.
But there's a Gators Dockside that's been down there forever. And there's another Mexican spot that's been there forever. And, of course, Jason's two places, which would be Sato Sushi and the Osprey, have been there. Those are the two staples in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And I always take note whenever I have a date night about the walk.
Oh, yeah.
And Baldwin Park has not like the walk from the car to the restaurant, but after you're done eating, can you walk around and have fun?
Oh, you can. Yeah.
Are the visuals stimulating? Is there a fountain in the distance?
There is.
That's a man who plans ahead. That's a good
Baldwin Park always has one of the best walks after a meal.
It really does. I mean, that whole area, when we lived there, and we live 2 blocks from downtown, so we could just walk right downtown. And our favorite part of the entire thing was just kind of walking down there, especially in the fall when it's really nice and it's nice out. You can sit out on the sidewalk. And they got a great little gelati shop down there, it's got a little breakfast place that serves real, like, authentic Italian gelatis and stuff. It's so good.
They got that future ice cream, not the dots,
the roll up,
but the roll up.
Yeah, the roll ups.
That like tortilla ice cream. I don't know what they're doing
because those Dippin' Dots make me angry. That's not ice cream.
No, dude,
That's not good.
They spread it out on a cold plate and then they scrape it up with like a spatula.
Yeah,
and it rolls up into rolls.
Yeah, they roll it up like a joint,
and then you put the rolls in the container and you do the toppings on it, dude. It's for real.
It's just weird that they lick one side and then roll it up.
Hard to light, Jack. Very hard to light.
Right.
Yeah. It's cold and wet.
Let's go.
Yeah, but they got a couple places down there. I think they just is it a Taste of Chengdu? They just opened up down there as well?
Yeah, they won like some sort of best Chinese something.
And that's a place down there for a while. I mean, you could go down there and just park, and you didn't really have to have any plans. You could just kind of mosey around and find a good drink. There used to be this little Nook place down there by the lake. I think it's still there. I don't know what it's called now. I think it used to be called the Nook. And it was like a little hidden bar.
The cocktail place?
Yeah.
So that's actually the Wildflower.
Is it really?
And so then they've expanded to Sanford.
Oh, wow. That's what that is.
Yeah.
And it was
good. They got good cocktails.
And look, man, that's when you know you're going to get a good cocktail is this. If the bartender has a beard and a leather apron. You're going to get 2 good things. Either a pork chop or an old fashioned.
That is fair. That is accurate. Yeah.
That's exactly what they had these thick ass it
looks like they're about to butcher something.
Like Chainsaw Massacre aprons.
Blacksmith.
And
and they're about to temper some steel.
And it's weird to have a guy that looks like he could beat up a lumberjack hand you a very dainty cocktail.
A sprig of mint.
This one has hibiscus. Enjoy it.
2 order the peppermint angel.
Yeah.
We have a walkable guide to Baldwin Park that has not been updated in a minute. So now you're making me want to go update that.
Yeah, you got to do that for sure.
Yeah.
It's a good walk.
Danny, always appreciate it. Again, if you missed any of this, go to JimColbertLive.com. Orlando Date Night Guide. That's who brings her over.
Yeah.
They also have a parenting magazine.
Yep. Orlando-parenting.com is
there you
the
go.
site for now.
And you can download this if you missed any of it and find out what she offered. And, of course, check it out online at OrlandoDateNightGuide.com. Good seeing you, Danny.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good weekend. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Colbert Court up next here on the Jim Colbert Show.
Night Done Right, featuring Danny Meyering of Orlando Date Night Guide, is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Buying or refinancing a home can be worrisome enough, but doing it without the best people on your team can make it feel almost impossible. But it doesn't need to feel that way. Put that mortgage guy, Don, on your team and let him show you the broker difference. Already have a quote for your loan or refinance? Go to thatmortgageguy.com where Don will interpret it for you, tell you how much you're actually paying for your loan, and let you know if you can get a better deal. It really is peace of mind at your fingertips. So don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Ian Cassette with your Central Florida forecast. Our weather remains quiet here through this evening with a mild night under mostly clear skies with a low 76 degrees. The heat cranks up a bit on Friday with a high of 93 degrees and mostly sunny skies with feels like temperatures up to 103 degrees. We'll continue to see this weather throughout the weekend with highs even warmer, getting into the mid-90s with low rain chances. But that changes next week where we'll be watching for potential for tropical development that could bring more rain our way. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Ian Cassette.
This report is sponsored by Bet Online.
BetOnline.net is your #1 source for all your sports wagering info with all the stats, news, scores, and matchups. Keep the latest game odds, live lines, and matchup reports at your fingertips. From baseball to golf to cage fighting to preseason football, head to BetOnline.net where the game starts.
Experience. Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas this September.
Superstar artists from every genre.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
Experience firsthand the real benefits of battery outdoor landscaping equipment by Steel at your local Tools Ace Hardware. Everybody knows Steel products are only sold through servicing dealers like Tools Ace Hardware. What does that mean? You can't find Steel equipment at the big box stores. And look, man, when you talk about Steel equipment, you're talking about the best. When you see the pros roll by with those landscaping trailers, what's in the back? It's Steel. And this battery-powered equipment has long run times and the ability to switch easily between multiple tools, edgers, trimmers, even blowers as well. Just stop by one of Tools Ace Hardware's 10 Steel locations with service and repair centers right inside the stores. Not to mention that new Winter Garden and South OBT locations. They have new expanded Steel showrooms ready to go. It's Tools Ace Hardware, 12 locations all throughout Central Florida. Find yours today at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
International Diamond Center's giving you relief from rising prices with incredible offers now through the end of August. Now through the end of August, IDC is offering you 36 months zero interest financing on pre-owned Rolex watches. 3 years, zero interest. And yes, this special finance offer includes all of IDC's luxury pre-owned Rolex watches. Hundreds in stock, nothing is excluded. Submariners, Daytonas, Datejusts, Batmans, Pepsis, IDC has all the hard-to-find Rolex models in stock. Men's and ladies' watches. These pre-owned Rolex watches are in pristine condition, each one hand-selected and carefully inspected for quality and craftsmanship. Right now, through the end of August, you can walk away with a Rolex of your dreams and enjoy 36 months zero-interest financing, 3 years of low, affordable payments. Don't miss this chance to get the Rolex you deserve. Now through August 31st only, during IDC's amazing Summer of Savings event. International Diamond Center. On approved credit, Rolex financing offer requires 20% down payment.
When you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. But you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Sunday, August 27th is Boxy Park's 3rd annual Reggae Day, with music starting at noon and reggae legends Inner Circle headlining the day. Tickets are $20 in advance or $25 at the door. Tickets are available now at eventbrite.com.
Deciding where to bank is no small task. It's a matter of trust, confidence, and benefits. The more the merrier. At Addition Financial Credit Union, we're all about more. More challenges overcome, more financial knowledge gained, more empowering you to reach your long-term financial goals. That's because we're more than just a bank. We're your financial partner, and we'll be with you every step of the way. Count us in at additionfi.com. That's additionfi.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
8 big trophy events, 8 major winners. The Chris Moneymaker tournaments are underway at the Daytona Beach Racing and Card Club August 17th through 28th. Over $500,000. You heard me, right? Over $500,000 in guaranteed prize pools with live streaming. There's a trophy event waiting just for you August 17th through 28th. So bring your best game to the Daytona Beach Racing and Card Club at I-4 and I-95 on Williamson Boulevard.
The Dunkin' Run is here, and so are the deals. Add a $3 sausage, egg, and cheese to a medium or larger coffee. Time for a Dunkin' Run. America runs on Dunkin'. Offer valid with the purchase of a medium or larger coffee. Price and participation may vary.
While other apps are raising the price to stream music, podcasts, and more of what you love, your iHeartRadio app is still 100% free. So put your credit card away and download the free iHeartRadio app for access to all the music, radio, and podcasts you love. Free never sounded so good.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Wake up, people. You are optimizing every waking hour of your life. From carpooling kids, to work, to friends, and everything in between. You have to get sleep. And a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements. Learning how you sleep, so you learn to sleep better. Night after night. Sleep next level. Only from Sleep Number.
It's the biggest sale of the year. Save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed. Plus special financing ends Monday. See store for details.
You can watch radio being made on a daily basis. Jim Colbert Show on
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Jack and Ross are right over there. Let's do Colbert Court.
What you are listening to is real. Well, sort of. The participants are not actors. That's a fact. This is, however, a real case that will be decided here in our forum, the Colbert Court.
That's right. You guys give it up good and loud for Glenn Clausman, guys.
Oh, yeah! My God, the beer!
Colbert Court brought to you by Clausman Law. That's KLAUSMAN Law.com. Offices right there in Winter Park, 407-917-1718. Car crash? Call a Clausman. He can do you good. Good seeing you Saturday night, big dog.
Yeah, I was here. I was there.
No, you were there.
That was good time.
Yeah, you were working the room, man. You were out there with your seersucker jacket on, out there working the room.
Yeah, I was talking to a lot of people who I didn't know, met for the first time. They're listeners. They told me how much they enjoyed the segment, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, giving away stuff.
Is that the first? You've been before, have you not?
I've been.
Yeah. I was going to say.
I got knocked out first round last time. You know, I didn't hear last time that there was an award for the first celebrity to get knocked out.
Oh, you get stiffed?
Yeah, I would have got it last time. I was sitting next to you. You saw my card. You said, "Oh, you're out of here."
I was trying to help you as much as I can.
Yeah, right,
Never take tips from Jimmy at the poker table,
especially if you're playing against me. Don't do that.
Yeah.
All right, man. So, you sent me an email today, and we try to cover as much stuff as we can to help the listeners out. Sometimes we'll present a case. We'll kind of go around the room, try to figure it out, and then have you drop the bomb on us of what really happens. And I think a lot of people get surprised of how the law works sometimes, because I mean it seems to be counterproductive at times. You know, it seems to defy logic at times.
Well, it's not fair all the time. That's the problem.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's a perspective issue, right? I mean, and you just told me yesterday you had a meeting with that you meet with judges as like a symposium to go over techniques and theories and stuff.
Yeah, we had a seminar with local trial lawyers with some judges, and just go over procedures, nothing substantive, always procedures. We have questions, they have questions. We try to, make sure everything runs as smooth as possible.
Is that a thing that most attorneys should do, just to see kind of how judges are thinking? I mean, does that thought process ever change because when you told me about that, I was like, well, why would you have to meet? I mean, nothing's changed. The law is still the same. I mean, you're still arguing the same things. So why would you do that?
These were just issues about difficulties we may have trying to get a hearing in front of a judge because the judge's calendar is so busy. What's the best way to go about doing it? A lot of it is computer now, where you have to go on a computer to look at a website to see what's available, and then they'll get cancellations because things settle. And then how do we know when something's opened up? What's the best way to get it to us? Just stuff like that.
Because that's the stuff that really can extend the time that you're dealing with a client and their case, is the fact that just getting a hearing, getting in front of a judge is difficult.
Yeah, sometimes. And normally, from my side of it, we're the ones that have filed a claim looking to get fair compensation. And the folks on the other side, as long as they don't have to pay money, they're better off. So there's no incentive to them to push things usually.
Sure, and of course that's where the procedure comes in, because when you're looking for discovery or you're looking for any information that you're going to use in court, you're depending on them to do that, and they're continually. I mean, do you get that a lot? Do you get that whole delay thing as a tactic a lot?
Yeah, unfortunately, and part of it is everybody is so busy now because so many lawsuits had to get filed when the law changed pursuant to what the governor and legislature wanted. So there's so many lawsuits that have been filed in cases that people are having to litigate. So on our side, when we're trying to get something from the other side, we've got to coordinate before we go in front of a judge. We just can't set a hearing. The other side might not be available. So you've got to contact the other side, tell them what the issue is, see if you can resolve it. You can't resolve it. then you have to agree on a time you go in front of the judge and have the judge resolve it.
Yeah.
But what happens sometimes is the other side keeps saying, well, I'm not available then.
Right.
When the judge is available, I'm not available, that sort of thing.
Until the judge gets super pissed off and says, you're going to be available on this date. I see it.
Yeah. One of the things that happens is you give them 3 times to try to get it scheduled and coordinated with you, and you be as professional as possible, because it cuts both ways. Sometimes we have some delays on our side because the client isn't getting us things that they need to get us. So you try to work with each other, but sometimes it becomes difficult to work with some folks, and you send them 3 opportunities to get it done, and then you go in front of the judge and say, look, Judge, 3 times we've been trying to get this done, and the judge will say, all right, what's the problem here?
Let's make it happen.
Yeah, and from then on, usually the other side is much more cooperative, because you don't want to go in front of a judge and get a bad impression on you from the judge.
Let me ask you a silly question before we get to the stuff we're going to talk about today, because I get interested. Just the other day, for some reason, I got caught up watching my cousin Vinny.
Oh, great show!
one of the great legal thinking movies of all time. Right? Wonderful movie. The question I'm going to ask you is this: Have you ever seen a judge admonish an attorney for what he was wearing? I mean, do you have a dress code? Do you have to wear a suit? I think it's kind of understood that if your lawyer isn't in a suit, maybe you need to get some business cards going. But, I mean, do you have to wear a suit to court?
Yeah, you do.
Really?
Yeah, you do. And there was a time when we had some judges up in a county a little bit north of here that actually put a lawyer in jail when he showed up without a suit on.
Really?
Yeah,
like a contempt? They consider that contempt?
No, they were just jerking him around, sending a message to him. Yeah, put him in the holding cell for a few minutes, and he'll get the message. Yeah.
That's pretty funny, though.
Yeah, so it wasn't funny to him, though.
Yeah, I bet it wasn't. All right, so
for that reason, I always keep a coat and tie in my car.
Oh, do you really?
Or in my office. I always have to have one handy. Yeah.
Does it matter what's below it? Like, I mean, if in a like, let's say you were, if you had a pair of jeans on, and you had to get in there quick, as long as you have a coat and a tie on, it won't matter?
I'm not wearing a jeans to work.
Yeah, of course. All right, so you were telling me you get calls from listeners asking for help concerning what kinds of auto insurance they have. This came up a few weeks ago, and this is a big issue that people deal with all the time, because I think a lot of people, including myself for many, many years, don't understand what the term full coverage means, because they think to themselves, well, I have full coverage. And of course, we always talk about the importance of having uninsured motorist coverage. And they automatically assume, well, if I have full coverage, full means I have everything. I have full coverage. I'm covered completely. But that doesn't mean that at all.
That's correct. What happens is people believe they have full coverage when they buy insurance that they are forced to buy because they're financing a car. And the kind of coverage that you have to buy when you're financing a car is coverage to protect the car, not you, your family, or any passengers in your vehicle. So the law requires people to buy coverage to pay up to $10,000 towards their own medical bills. That's called no-fault coverage. The law also requires people to buy $10,000 worth of coverage to protect somebody else's vehicle. That's property damage coverage. And the law doesn't require any other kind of coverage in Florida.
That's it. Now, you have about 6 others listed here.
Yeah.
But those are the 2. So Florida no fault, and then property damage, which is that PIP liability?
No, PIP is personal injury protection benefits. That's the medical. That's your no fault coverage. Property damage liability is when you're liable for someone else's damage to their property.
And most people, or I shouldn't say most people, but a lot of people want to make their car insurance as cheap as possible, because we've said this before. Nobody really plans on getting into a catastrophic accident. You don't really make plans for that. So tell me, what collision coverage seems pretty self-explanatory.
And one of the great things about the segments we've been doing for so long is I have a lot of people that tell me, because I heard you on the radio and because I heard Jack, we bought uninsured motorist coverage, and we bought as much as we can buy, and we're so thankful that we did it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's a lifesaver.
Yeah.
Well, what can I tell you? It's a livelihood saver, because I mean, just the case 2 weeks ago, where we found out that that lady was screwed, and it was going to be tens of thousands of dollars, not only for her vehicle but for medical coverage as well, because she simply overlooked how the policy was filled out.
That's true. I mean, I have clients that have $300,000 in uninsured motorist coverage, and we're able to collect it all.
Wow.
I've had clients that have $500 or $1 million. And it's if you have a catastrophic injury or you need some kind of surgery and you're a young person and you're going to be suffering for life, you want that coverage.
Yeah,
So, Jack?
I'm sorry. When I asked about it, at the last time I changed insurance providers, they said it had to be at the same amount of whatever your policy is. So if you are at a $100,000 policy, that's where your uninsured motorist coverage is. Now, I don't know if that was just specific to the company I was dealing with at the time, or if that's throughout all of Florida. But it's the level you are is at whatever level of policy you are purchasing. The difference is when you get into the stacked, non-stacked, which I know confuses a lot of people when they're going through their paperwork. If you have more than one vehicle on your plan, if you stack it, it is doubling the amount. If you have 3 cars, it would be tripling the amount. So stacked is better than non-stacked because it gives you twice or 3 times as much coverage.
And Jack, people hear that, but they want the first thing they hear though is, well, if I'm stacking and it's 1 times, 2 times, 3 times better, is it 1 times, 2 times, 3 times more expensive?
Like a Seuss rhyme.
Yeah, you're paying a premium 3 times because you got 3 vehicles. So you are paying a little more money, but you're getting a huge amount of coverage for that amount of money.
Right.
So if you can afford it, you do it.
Right.
You know, the law is that if you don't elect non-stacking, you automatically have stacking. And the insurance company has to prove that you signed something or did it online and pressed a button to elect non-stacking, or you automatically have stacking. So the legislature realized how important stacking coverage is. They want people that buy uninsured motorist coverage to automatically have stacking, and unless you reject stacking and elect non-stacking, then you would have non-stacking if you elected it. You can also reject uninsured motorist coverage altogether. The legislature knew how important uninsured motorist coverage is to everybody. So for you not to have it, if you have bodily injury liability coverage, that's if you hurt someone else, you're liable, you pay for their bodily injuries. If you have that kind of coverage, you automatically have uninsured motorist coverage up to the same amount of bodily injury liability coverage you bought.
Did not know that.
Yeah, so if you bought $50,000 to $100,000 bodily injury liability, the first number is if 1 person gets hurt.
Right.
The second number is if 3, 4, 5 people in a car get hurt.
Yeah.
So if it's 50, 100, that means each person, the max they could get is 50. But if it's 50, 100, and there's 5 people, those 5 people have to share 100.
Right.
That's what that all is. So 50, 100, let's say, and you have 3 cars, you would automatically have uninsured motorist coverage. You would automatically have non-stacking uninsured motorist coverage. So you got 3 cars. Now you've got $150,000 in uninsured motorist coverage, but you have the right when you take out the policy to say, no, I don't want it at all. Then you don't have any.
Wow, man.
Or you say, no, I want non-stacking. Then you only have 1 instead of,
instead of
3.
Right. Yeah. Somebody just texted in a question. Hey, Jim, can we ask what the minimum amount of uninsured motorist coverage he finds acceptable?
Well, it depends on your circumstance.
Yeah, that's subjective.
It's as much as you can afford, really.
Right.
It's as much as you can afford because, I just know from my practice and that there's a lot of accidents and people never expect to get in accidents, but the roads here and the drivers here, there's just a lot of accidents and there's a lot of bad accidents.
And the thing is, too, man, I mean, you think to yourself, and this is the biggest trap I think a lot of people get into, and I'm one of these people. I'm like, oh, I'm a good driver. I mean, Ross is a great driver. Ross could easily say to himself, hey, man, I'm a right-hand lane, set that cruise control at a steady 47 miles an hour, off I go. But the problem is not you. I mean, it's It's the fact that, as you're going 47 with that cruise control and doing everything right, somebody swerves into you and causes the damage that way. That's the problem. It's not you that's the problem. You're actually protecting yourself against other douchebags who don't take care of themselves.
In my situation, someone backed into me. I had the dashboard camera, but they only had $10,000 worth of coverage, and then I come to find out the damages exceeded that. So that's why that minimum amount of $10,000 might be not enough. If you can afford more, then you're protecting yourself.
Yeah, and in Jack's situation, it was collision coverage that pays for damage to his car.
Yeah.
So he had more, so we could obviously get more than what the other people have. And the interesting thing is that I found from years of doing this, the people that don't have coverage that are going to pay for your injuries, or the people that have the minimum amount of coverage, are usually people that have records of getting in more accidents.
Sure, yeah.
And part of the problem is when you get in more accidents, all of a sudden your insurance rates go way up. So they can't afford good insurance because of their history of accidents. And that's why it's so important to have uninsured motorist coverage. You got a small percentage of people that are causing a lot of the accidents.
It's because every accident, your insurance policy becomes a lot like biscuits. It's like my grandpappy used to tell me. Insurance policies post-car accident, like biscuits. They always rise when you least expect it.
Oh, God.
Wait, this gravy's got to come in there, too, Ross. Where's the gravy?
It's not
Atticus.
Ross.
Atticus. I'm sorry, Atticus.
Somebody asked about what about underinsured?
Underinsured motorist coverage is the same thing as uninsured motorist coverage. The difference in the language is if somebody that causes the accident with you and injures you and they have no insurance to pay for your injuries, they just have the bare minimum, then it's uninsured motorist coverage. If they have some insurance coverage but not enough to pay for your damages, then it's underinsured motorist coverage. And when you buy it, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
We just call it UM coverage for uninsured and underinsured.
So here's one I do not recognize. I mean, it seems to make sense. What is medical payments coverage?
That's interesting. Medical payments coverage is coverage you can buy in addition to your $10,000 that you have to buy to pay towards your medical bills. You can buy additional coverage to pay for more medical bills. And your no-fault coverage only pays 80% of your medical bills. So if you have $15,000, the 80% is going to be $10,000 or more to pay for it. But if you only have, let's say, $10,000 in medical bills, your no-fault insurance coverage only pays $8,000. So some people buy an additional $2,000 in medical payments coverage, so the first $10,000 gets paid completely. Some people buy $5,000. I mean, I've had a client who bought $100,000 in medical payments coverage.
This is almost like a gap insurance for medical coverage.
It's extra protection. It's extra protection for you. And the question is, if you have health insurance, do you really need it? And I guess the answer is, you have a deductible on your health insurance, you have copays on your health insurance, and it's just something, if you can afford it, you listen to what your agent says or what you want to decide and buy it.
Talking to Glenn Clausman here for Colbert Court. We've got another question in from the texting service. This is very interesting. Hey, Jim, we were told by our insurance company that if you have Medicare, you do not need uninsured motorists because Medicare doesn't turn down most claims. True or not true?
Oh, boy.
That doesn't sound like it's true.
That's a bad agent. If an agent told them that, that's a horrible thing. Now, if you have Medicare, you might not need medical payments coverage, but you need uninsured motorist coverage. We're talking about if you get significantly hurt in an accident.
By someone driving without insurance.
By someone with not enough insurance to pay for it. You've got income loss. You've got pain and suffering. You've got mental anguish. You've got the inability to enjoy life for how many years? All those things are not paid by Medicare. So all Medicare pays is they'll help pay for your medical bills. And after your mandatory no-fault insurance pays that $10,000, then your Medicare can kick in, but it's only going to pay medical bills and nothing else. So, you need uninsured motorist coverage whether you have Medicare or not. That's bad information somebody was given.
That's crazy, though. So let me ask you this.
That's like frying chicken without the family recipe.
Huh?
It wasn't gravy, but he did get the chicken.
What was that?
I think you actually just blew my question out. Hold on, let me see what I was going to... so let's say you do get erroneous advice like that, right? If somebody tells you... And you have records of it. Hey, in an email, my agent said, "Do not buy uninsured motorists because you're Medicare." I mean, would you have a case per se, or would that play in court?
Yeah, it might. I mean, there's something agents have called errors and omissions insurance, and they could be on the hook for something like that.
The agents even have an insurance. So when they're filling out your policy. And if they do it wrong, they have insurance to cover them if they get sued for giving you bad advice?
Yeah, if they tell you something like Medicare, if you got Medicare, there's no reason to have uninsured motorist coverage. I mean, there's a possibility there that there could be a claim against an agent like that.
That's unbelievable.
That's stuff they shouldn't be saying. And if they're saying it and you're relying on them, they're professionals, you're hiring them, you're relying on it. It's malpractice on their part to say that.
Have you ever had to take action against an agent that gave erroneous information of that nature? Have you ever had to do something like that?
Yeah, I've not done that. I've taken depositions of agents who filled out applications where the client said, "I didn't really say that," and the agent said they did, that kind of thing. But no, I've never sued an agent.
Wow.
Talk about a possum in a hen house.
Yeah, because I think the agents are smart enough that they're not going to put something like that in writing.
Well, yeah. I mean, you would think.
Yeah.
Well, buddy, this is all good information. We had a lot of people asking, do all states allow you to reject the coverage?
Some states, I don't know what all states allow you to do, but I know what Florida does. Yeah.
Do you have? I mean, let me ask you real quick. I mean, we only have a couple minutes here. I know Jack has a question.
Right.
Do you have insurance companies that you prefer? Is that immoral for you to say that? To say that you have insurance companies that are easier to work with and you see treat their clients better?
I do. I wouldn't talk about it on the air. People call me about that from time to time. I'm happy to talk to them about it. And
what's a conflict?
Well, that's not really a conflict. I don't want to get sued by saying something over the air.
I got you.
These are big companies, man. And I settle cases with them all the time. And
I got you 100%.
But there are some bad companies. There are some companies that write inexpensive coverage and insure people that a lot of other companies won't insure because the rates are so much higher when you go to one of the big companies. So they'll go to these other companies that are terrible companies, and they have a history of not paying claims, and they have a history of when somebody gets in an accident, the first thing they look at is how can I cancel their policy?
Right. How can I send them back their money?
Yeah, let me look at the application to figure out how I can cancel their policy. I mean, that's you want to avoid those companies.
Jack, got a quick question for you.
I just want to let people know that because they're texting, asking questions. If they want to hear the information in this segment, we break it out every week. Colbert Court is its own segment available to listen to. You go to the realradio.fm, it's under podcasts, or if you have the iHeartRadio app and you search under podcasts for Colbert Court, select it as a favorite, and then each week you will get the most recent episode.
Absolutely, and these things are full of information to make your life a lot better. We had people texting in today saying thanks to you. They stacked their coverage and got the coverage they needed. We've had people every single time like, hey, man, if I wouldn't have heard Glenn say uninsured motorist, I wouldn't have even known it was out there, and it saved my ass when it comes to my financial future. I mean, it's just amazing. If you imagine having one of these things happen at 28 years old, 25 years old, and you're looking at catastrophic injuries with no recourse at all for the remainder of your existence.
Yeah, or you've got your whole family in the car, and everybody in the car is hurt. I mean, I've got friends at Newland, friends at Morgan, and it's interesting. I'll see them sometimes, and they'll say, you gave great advice to one of my clients. And I'm saying, oh, that's nice.
Well, yeah, it is nice.
I'm happy for him. Yeah.
Well, Glenn Klausman is recognized by Super Lawyers and Florida Trend Magazine as legal elite in personal injury and insurance law. Orlando Magazine has him as best lawyer for personal injury, and U.S. News and World Report says he's one of the best lawyers out there as well. It's Glenn Klausman. That's KLAUSMAN law.com. Office is right there in Winter Park, 407-917-1718. Car crash, call Klausman. Glenn, great seeing you, buddy.
Great. Thanks so much.
All right, man, you got it. 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Your chance to win $1,000 and a trip for two to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival in Las Vegas is minutes away on Real Radio.
Still seeing delays on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, both east and westbound as you travel through downtown and by the major attractions exits. Looking at a crash that has blocked all eastbound lanes right now on 434 just past the Greenway. A crash on the Beach Line is blocking the eastbound right lane between the Greenway Toll Plaza and Innovation Way. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Dog days of summer got your business needing help? Check out Indeed, an all-in-one hiring solution that makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
There are 14 different fees that can show up on a loan estimate that are going directly to your lender. Do you know how to identify them in your quote? Don't worry, that mortgage guy Don does. He reads these all day long. All you need to do is hit the compare quote button and upload your quote for review. That mortgage guy Don has over 250 5-star Google reviews and over 1,100 reviews, and you can check them all out at thatmortgageguydon.com. Plain and simple, no spam, no hassle, just peace of mind at thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
Rebound, Araujo! Scores!
Orlando City returns home this weekend to take on St. Louis on Saturday, August 26th at 7:30 p.m., presented by Heineken Silver. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. Don't forget to tune in an hour before the match at 6:30 to catch Kickoff Minus 60, airing exclusively on the Lion Nation app. It takes a beer served in 192 countries to truly appreciate the global game. Cheers your Heineken to your Orlando City Lions. Heineken, the official beer of Orlando City Soccer Club. Must be 21 up to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
Rent is due and money is tight. You could A, pay a huge late fee, or B,
Get an Amscot cash advance and avoid it. Amscot, up to $500 fast. No credit check. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Yo, it's Ross. I'm here to tell you about Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company. Straight up, they make great beer. In fact, they make my favorite beer. Their Blood Orange Wheat is my #1 right now. Andy and Robbie, the minds behind Persimmon Hollow Beer, are just passionate about the beer that they brew. You can really taste how much they give a damn about their beer. Visit Persimmon Hollow at any of their 5 locations so you can enjoy passionately crafted beers. Enjoy a Persimmon Hollow beer. Drink sensibly, but get weird. PersimmonHollowBrewing.com.
We buy any car. Why sell your car at WeBuyAnyCar.com? Because selling it yourself can be, well, you know.
Okay, I'll give you half now.
And?
No, and just half.
What? Avoid the hassle. Come to We Buy Any Car instead. Get in, get out, and get paid at a fair price.
Yeah, I can't do half. I could probably bump it up to like 50%.
Just go.
Okay.
Get your free online valuation now at
WeBuyAnyCar.com. If you're a pro painter, do you know how much you're paying per gallon for paint? Paint stores try to convince you that you're getting a good deal with deep discounts. But what they don't tell you is their starting price is too high to begin with. If you buy paint from the Home Depot, you're getting the lowest price per gallon on Behr paint, guaranteed. We offer everyday low prices on every gallon of top-rated Behr paints, stains, and primers. Plus, pros earn discounts through our Pro Extra Paint Rewards program. That's the value of the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only. See store for details.
Back to cool. Tons of stylish and innovative new Nissans are at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Buy now and make no payments for 6 months with interest from 0% APR financing. Get in to Sutherland Nissan Orlando. OrlandoNissan.com. Home of the lifetime warranty. See dealer for details.
When it comes to $1 small Slurpee drinks at 7-Eleven, no one's doing it like you. You're inventing new flavor combos, throwing caution to the wind. You're a frozen fizz whiz, a pina colada prodigy. You mix cherry and blue raspberry like a pro. Only you know the perfect ratio. Just when they think you're done, you add a splash of summertime citrus, just because you can. And because your small Slurpee drink masterpiece is just $1 at 7-Eleven. Slurpee, anything flows. Expires 12/31/2023 plus tax. Visit store for details.
The annoying runny nose, the constant sneezing, the itchiness, and battle just to catch your breath. If you suffer from seasonal allergies, sinusitis, or nagging sinus congestion, there's a natural, easy-to-use solution that can help provide fast, drug-free relief. It's called Navage, and it uses powered suction to rinse your nasal passages in seconds. Millions of people use Navage daily to help provide relief from seasonal allergies and sinus congestion. Medications treat the symptoms, but Navage treats the problem at the source, flushing out the allergens and pollen trapped in your nose. Navage also helps wash out airborne bacteria, dust, dirt, and viruses quickly and painlessly, so you can get back to breathing clearly again. Say goodbye to sinus suffering and hello to better breathing with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Investing is one of the ways you can help secure your financial future. Make sure you are investing with a registered investment professional who is required to act in your best interest when recommending investments to you and when investing your assets. Florida's Office of Financial Regulation has information and resources online to help you verify that you're working with a registered member of the financial services industry. Visit flofr.gov to learn more. This message is sponsored by the Florida Office of Financial Regulation, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier Factory Authorized Dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance at $1,000 and a trip to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival now. Text the nationwide keyword FESTIVAL, FESTIVAL, Festival to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's Festival to 200-200. I'm telling you, there's a chance.
So, Apparently, Facebook is still a thing. Search gym members and join our group.
Hey, don't forget Sunday morning, man. Captain's Log Radio. Jack Bradshaw doing it from 8 until 9. How did the all request hour go last week, by the way? Did it crush?
Yeah, it went very well. And a lot of the music, which was not picked by me, it was requests over the past couple of weeks of people who text me during the show on Sunday mornings. And a whole hour of it, and it went really well. And I debuted a new feature called Sink or Sail, where I play a song and you tell me if you think it's yacht rock.
Oh.
It was decided by one vote.
What was the song?
It was Summer Highland Falls by Billy Joel.
Oh.
Yeah, and, so it's a Billy Joel song, but, and it's just, and yacht rock, sometimes there's just a feel to it that, it doesn't have to be a nautical song, but you're trying to get the 70s or early 80s.
There's a vibe for sure.
There's a vibe to it, and by one vote, it was Sink, and it was not a...
I know.
It could be a great song, but it was not considered yacht rock.
All
so
right.
we'll do that again this Sunday.
Very cool. All right, that's 8 till 9 Sunday mornings, right before Sunday morning coming down. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. I am Jim. Jack and Ross are here as well. Speaking of that, Suds, Pups, and Pints is coming up to downtown Mount Dora. That's September 16th from 3 until 6 in downtown Mount Dora. Going to be a lot of fun. Bring your dog out. It's a dog wash party is what it is, basically. Angel's going to be spinning some records. That's the guy from the Monsters of the Morning, the big DJ, the one that won the Orlando Weekly Best DJ in Orlando. He'll be there. He is a good guy. Pisces Rising will be providing the pints, the beer part of it. And, of course, we are going to be providing the dog washing, plus other volunteers to provide money for those Lake County humane societies as well. We're really looking forward to it. This is a really fun event. It's going to be awesome, and we really hope to see you down there.
Yeah, so proceeds, people, you can get your dog wash and a donation to the Humane Society of Lake County, and that's wonderful. They'll do bidding for us to wash your dog if you want to do that, silent auction items. Daryl Payne will be there, and with Pawfection Dog Training.
With all of the dogs. He's going to have all of the service dogs with him.
Yeah, it's going to be
in the entire country.
The Isle of Dogs.
He is going to have a Disney movie of dogs.
And thanks to our buddy, we're throwing a party, and thanks to our buddy Glenn Clausman for making it happen. He's our presenting sponsor for Clausman Law. So,
good guy, man.
I mean, he does a co-record. He does his best to help people with the right insurance information, but he's also a pet lover, sponsors Animal House, and sponsors Suds, Pups, and Pints.
And that's no front, dude. He's just like that off the air, too. Just a good cat all the way around.
Yeah.
He reminds me of a giant jaw of sweet teeth.
He does,
strong, sweet, and always refreshing.
I would agree with that 100%.
Did you say I like it better when he brings that biscotti?
Yeah, I do too.
That's kind of nice.
I think he's going back this weekend, so we'll get reloaded. By the way, if you want to check out more about that, realradio.fm/dogwash. Go check it out and join us September 16th downtown Mount Dora for our inaugural Suds, Pups, and Pints. Looking forward to it.
I think it's pretty cool that like one of the best lawyers in Central Florida is also our Italian breakfast plug.
He is. He's our Italian pastry plug.
Yeah, he's our Italian pastry plug.
Yeah, and real quick on Suds, Pups, and Pints. Also, if you have Glenn handles our auto insurance questions. If you have insurance questions about your pet, Hillcrest Insurance Agency, they are one of our sponsors. They will be on site as well.
Yep.
So Hillcrest Insurance, that's what they do, and that will be at Suds, Pups, and Pints.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to it for sure. So here's some things. Speaking of conspiracy theories, there's an interesting one kind of dangling out there. This is via Newsweek. So there's now a conspiracy, and the thing is I don't think this is a conspiracy, and I think this could be one of the greatest documentaries ever made if somebody were to take this and make it into a documentary. All right?
Okay.
So the other day, there was a video of Vladimir Putin at a meeting. Have you heard about this video yet?
I have not.
Ross,
No.
have you heard about this?
No.
So he's at this meeting, and during the meeting, he looks at his left wrist as if he's looking at his watch to check the time. He's signing some paperwork and glances at his left wrist. The conspiracy is that was a body double of Putin who forgot that Putin wears his watch on his right hand exclusively. So they now have kind of started digging around, and they're trying to figure out if the person that was there that day was a Putin body double. Now, we know for a fact that presidents and dignitaries in this country have had body doubles, right? We know that.
Yes.
Or do we?
I don't know.
We've had
Hollywood.
we've had movies about it.
We do, yeah.
I think it's happened in the past, but I don't see that happening as much now.
I'm telling you, I think you're wrong. I think Barack Obama had one. Wasn't there a story, or wasn't there a lean out there at one point where they kind of alluded to the fact that Barack Obama had a body double that they used for certain things, like he was moving around, or if he was going to be in another place, and they needed to kind of throw off the scent that there was someone that looked so close to him that from afar they could do that? I don't know that you can Google this stuff.
I don't know.
Does that come off as a little conspiracy theory?
I think this is all from the movie Dave.
No, it's not from Dave. I'm telling you, this is a story in Newsweek about Vladimir Putin having a body double. Now, we automatically assume that these people, because a lot of their policies and their own people, when you rule with that iron of a hand, you have to be cognizant at all times that somebody may just get tired of it and try to squeeze one off at you.
Well, considering the career that Vladimir Putin has led, I wouldn't put it past him to be suspicious of the people around him with good cause.
Mm-hmm.
And we see what happens to those people. However, if anyone was going to have a body double, I think he would be one of the candidates.
Now, I would think as well that in countries like this, maybe even Xi Jinping, and maybe even over in the Middle East, a lot of the leaders there for years. I think Muammar Gaddafi had one for a while. I think they confirmed that. But what they're saying is this one was really weird, because when Putin went down to look at his watch, he specifically wears his watch on his right hand or right wrist, because the crown of the style of watch that he wears digs into his wrist when he bends his hand a certain way. But this person clearly, this video shows him clearly looking at his left wrist as if he's checking the time. But what's weird about that is that in the video, it's really close. Like, I would think if you're going to put a body double out there and try to fool people, you wouldn't allow cameras or allow anybody to get really, really close, unless it's really, really, it looks exactly like him. And my idea for the documentary would be, if that was the case in America, if we could definitely confirm that there were body doubles for presidents or other dignitaries in America, how awesome would it be to hear their stories?
So I'm seeing some people from multiple websites talking about body doubles with other powerful people. Joseph Stalin had a body double. Yep. I'm pretty sure Hitler had one for a little bit.
There are people, I believe,
there was an assassination attempt. I shouldn't. I'll back that up.
No, they took a shot at him a couple times.
Yeah, Joseph Stalin. You also have who other than Saddam himself.
Yep. No, I think Saddam had actually more than one.
Yes,
he had I think he had 3.
According to an expert, especially Iraqis could tell if they were dealing with the real Hussein by whether or not his bodyguard would ever joke around.
Oh, wow.
That was the telltale sign.
That it was the body double?
That if the bodyguard was like, knock, knock, who's there? That wasn't the real Saddam.
Oh, that's funny. Because
and if it was the real Saddam, the man wasn't cracking any jokes.
He was going to be dying soon.
And then the last one that I'm seeing that are concrete, this definitely happened, was Montgomery, who was the British World War II general responsible for planning the D-Day invasion of Normandy. General Bernard Montgomery had a body double. But those are the 3 that, concrete, definitely no one's really thinking of it as a conspiracy happened.
That's funny. Somebody just texted in and said that Bill Clinton had one.
Well, so this says the Secret Service does try to make sure that there are at least several they don't use body doubles, is what the storyline is. But what Secret Service will do is they try and make sure that their Secret Service detail has agents at least taller than the president, for obvious reasons, to kind of overshadow them and to protect them. And they said it's particularly tough with taller presidents like Bill Clinton and Barack Obama. And I guess President Trump.
Yeah, Trump too. Trump's 6'3", I think. 6'2", 6'3". Barack's 6'1"? And I think Clinton was around 6'1".
This isn't a body double, but it's
what happened to Lincoln.
It's kind of reminiscent. It's the same person, but FDR hid his health issues.
Yeah, he did until his last his last term.
Yeah, I've always thought that must have been insane to know that secret. I think within that group of people,
but at the time, the press could know, and they would say, all right, don't report this.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't. And
Right.
You think the D-Day invasion of Normandy
wouldn't have happened because TMZ would have reported it.
The press knew. They told them they were sitting in the meetings and were like, all right, don't report anything, until after this goes down.
That's back when they had a good relationship. I just read the other day that that very thing, the idea of what was happening with Donald Trump right now, and this is one of a Joe Rogan podcast. I believe he was talking to Jim Gaffigan, the comedian.
Yeah,
and they were kind of talking about the whole idea of this type of hand-in-hand relationship the White House used to have with the press corps, and how they could not manipulate, but pretty much manipulate the press to feed the public what they wanted them to know or hear. But now they said that it's just not like that at all. And to give you an example, he said one of the reasons, he goes, everybody knew that Kennedy was effing around like every other day. Everybody in the press corps knew that, but it was considered bad taste. They would not have looked at the president poorly. They would have looked at you poorly, at reporting it, because back in those days, there was kind of a handshake agreement between the White House and the press corps. Like, hey, look, we'll give you some salacious stuff when you need it, but you got to keep this other stuff quiet if you really want to get access to all that other stuff. And they adhered to that. Not these days.
I think that's that was such a important time in American history.
Sure.
Right around the war.
Mm-hmm.
You need to look strong. I think that's a small example of maybe ignorance is bliss on this one.
I think there were a number of presidents that dealt with that a little bit with their health issues, and limited their access to the public because they dealt with that. Because again, back early, the medicine wasn't really there, so I can't remember exactly who it was, but yeah.
I mean, just what a badass presidential move. I have no problem calling that top 3 presidential badass move.
Would it shock you if every president in America had a body double, or they had one? Would that shock you?
No.
But wouldn't it be easy to find out though? Wouldn't it be like, hey man, you look a lot like President Clinton, and then you got to, hey, you look a lot like President Obama, or you look a lot like Trump.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec.
You know you're going to waste part of your day on social media, so why not waste it with us? Real Radio 1041 on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Still seeing delays on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, both east and westbound as you travel through downtown and by the major attractions exits. Looking at a crash that has blocked all eastbound lanes right now on 434 just past the Greenway. A crash on the Beach Line is blocking the eastbound right lane between the Greenway Toll Plaza and Innovation Way. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples has everything you need for the office and the classroom for less. Now save even more with $50 off your print and marketing services order of $150 or more. Offer ends 8/26. Visit staples.com/print for details. Save for your business at Staples.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day. It is brought to you by myhomebuildersnetwork.com. That's the website where it all starts, where it begins. When you are looking around your home and it's like, we should probably get that taken care of, go to myhomebuildersnetwork.com. Need a new roof? myhomebuildersnetwork.com. How about new windows? Get that front door replaced. Gutters with covers? Mike the Home Builder, and you find Mike at myhomebuildersnetwork.com. Great quality, great installation, great service, all at a fair price. Mike did my roof and gutters earlier this year, and extremely satisfied. And not only that, he's a sweetheart of a human being, and he's been advertising with this radio station for more than a decade. You want someone you can trust when it comes time to repairing your home? myhomebuildersnetwork.com.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Get ready to win your way to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival and $1,000.
You'll be there.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas,
September 26th
22nd and 23rd.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The Hartford Small Business Insurance knows that opening a small business is a great achievement. Thanks to all the owners for all they do to keep our communities vibrant and strong. Learn more about the Hartford Small Business Insurance and why over 1 million small business owners trust them. Visit thehartford.com/smallbusiness.
If you ride a motorcycle in Florida, someone can hit you and hurt you and legally not have insurance to pay you. Uninsured motorist coverage can help save you from financial ruin. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Here's how to avoid a top mistake in divorce. Text messages and social media posts can wind up in front of a judge. Act accordingly. Don't post like a fool. Divorce? Trenley Kramer Law. TK Law. OneFirmForLife.com.
Since 2010, Anheuser-Busch and Carroll Distributing have raised $22 million to support scholarships for families of fallen veterans and first responders through Folds of Honor. For 13 weeks, June 12th through September 4th, Carroll Distributing has donated 13 additional cents for each case of Bud and Bud Light sold in Brevard County. Join the Monsters from Real Radio 104.1 on Friday, September 8th, broadcasting live from the Cocoa Beach Fish Camp as we present Carroll Distributing's additional donation to a Brevard recipient. That's Friday, September 8th at Cocoa Beach Fish Camp starting at 6 a.m. For more info, visit RealRadioMonsters.com on the events page.
I'm looking for some classic cars to buy. Go to GiveMeTheVin.com if you've got a specialty car or something nice. Mopar anything, Corvettes, GTOs, Chevelles, square body trucks, K5 Blazers, K10s, K15s, all that good GM stuff from the 70s and 80s I'm really looking for. And of course, 15-year-old and newer stuff. We buy and sell 1,000 of those a week. From you guys right here. Been doing it for 38 years. GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. You know, let's start thinking a little differently about our long-term health care. For years, we watched friends, family, and even ourselves wait for a health scare before we actually really paid attention to our bodies. But with Life Imaging FLA, you can now get a much better picture of how you're actually doing. You know, my experience with Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan has been a game changer. My scan showed issues I would have never known about. And look, when it comes to your body, there's nothing like knowing. And now I can attack these issues head on. You can too with Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan. Don't wait, do what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan with just a few minimum requirements. That's a $699 value. And while you're there, ask about their cancer screening as well. And it couldn't be easier. Just pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. That is it. Pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan and you'll be connected in seconds. Make that call and make this the day you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
O'Reilly. Did you know 1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced? O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free. If your battery needs to be replaced, our professional parts people can help you find the right Super Start battery for your vehicle and budget. Don't wait. Get your battery tested for free today at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing and the movies.
Everything that we are doing is incredibly data-driven. We are getting signals in every single day about how specific audiences are performing. So although we're marketing at a very broad scale, and that does include specific local markets, that's really the beauty of iHeart's network. You're not serving the same message to a consumer in Nashville necessarily that you may be in New York. You have the ability to be very specific and very personalized, but at a tremendous scale.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Get A+ savings on a huge selection of like new certified pre-owned Nissans at Sutherland Nissan Orlando.
Radio.
Obviously, this is why YouTube was created. Obviously, at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
I seriously doubt Bill Clinton had a body double. I mean, come on. If he did, the announcement about Monica Lewinsky would have been, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. my body double, Will Benton, did. I mean, that's the perfect excuse, the perfect getaway.
I did not.
I didn't do it. He did.
I did not have relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. It was Will Denton. He's guilty as hell. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Jack and Ross here as well.
And shout out to Monica Lewinsky, by the way.
Yeah. How's that?
Because she is absolutely like, I'm not sure if you've seen any of her tweets
now, right?
or anything in the last 10 years, but she has really not had that event, define her.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she's I mean, sure, she's leaned into it, but I don't know. I just think she's making that whole situation as good as she possibly can.
I would agree with that because she had it pretty hard. I mean, she's mentioned it, for a while. I think about 5 to 6 years after that incident, it was pretty bad for her. I mean, it's pretty bad.
And now she herself has made jokes about the whole situation and called it out and made some light fun of it.
And it's funny, we talk about this Trump stuff all the time, but you remember those Clinton years. Holy balls. That guy. Oh man. I remember that dress press that dress not the press conference but the trial. And I remember when they throw that thing out and they said, "Yeah, we tested the stuff on the dress, buddy, and it's you." And I was just like, God almighty, like right in front of the country, one of the most embarrassing things. And then having his wife have to deal with that and then stick by him. And holy balls. Like, how do you do that?
How do you do what?
How do you get embarrassed nationally like that by your husband and then stick around for that? I mean, that has to be a business agreement, right?
It doesn't have to be.
No.
It doesn't have to be.
I guess not.
That might be.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be. There are plenty of, I would assume, marriages where someone gets caught and they don't break up.
Yeah, but it's not on national television, dude. That's what I'm saying. It's not a fully embarrassing thing on national TV where you lie to the country.
Not at
straight
that
up
level.
lie
That's
to the
for
country.
sure.
Yeah.
I remember.
That's a very specific circumstance.
I mean, that's just as blatant as a lie as you can get. I mean, you literally stared in the camera and said, "I didn't do it," and you did it. Like, we have the stuff to prove you did it. It was crazy. I'll never forget that time. And the funny thing was, he was a very charming guy, and I remember, being beguiled by his charm. I was like, "Oh, look at this guy playing that saxophone with his dark glasses up there with Arsenio.
Yeah.
How cool is it to have a president that's a little hip?" And I'm like, "What'd he do?" I was like, "Oh my God, this guy's the biggest poo now that ever was. He was the biggest since Kennedy, right? That we know of." Oh man. All right, 407-916-1041. So Dollar Tree is making a change, Jack. I pulled this for you.
What do you got?
Okay.
So I'm a Dollar General guy. Dollar Tree is the true dollar store, but it's also the true dollar store that raised their prices to over $1 because everyone's doing it.
But they have a problem now as well, and this is a rising problem across this country.
Theft?
Yeah, man. We just talked about this with Dick's Sporting Goods, how they had to report that they believe that the downturn in their stock price is caused by all this theft, and now Dollar Tree is dealing with it. And they're saying it's just crushing their margins. Their stock sank more than 12% today after posting a weaker than expected forecast and a decline in gross margins due to customer shift towards consumables, and an elevated shrink is the word that they use to define, mass shoplifting.
Oh.
And it's the stuff they're stealing, and it's a weird thing. It's the stuff like it's laundry detergent, and and
that stuff ain't cheap.
It's expensive, man. Can you believe how much it is? Like, it's what? And now do you use the pods or do you use liquid?
I use the pods.
Use the pods?
Yeah, I do.
Liquid.
You're a liquid guy?
Yeah.
You pour it in. You don't use the pods?
No, I don't use. I'm anti-pod. I vape, but I don't use Tide Pods or anything like that.
Why don't you use the pods? It's so much easier
because
and less messy.
No.
Does it cost more?
It
has to.
It would if you use the proper amount of the liquid. Because I know with the liquid, I think we were just like filling the cup and stuff. I'm like,
supposed to do that.
I look at the amount. I'm like, it's so much more than what's in this pod.
Could you imagine how much soap that makes?
Yeah, I just use Gain pods.
Yeah, Gain pod. We're gang.
I don't know. I got some organic. I don't know.
Oh, that's
dude.
right. Your wife is
you gotta
using
do
like,
that.
like crab.
Dude.
Your wife uses like crab soap or something.
I have no idea. It's got leaves on it, so it's got to be good for the planet. It's got no added color, no high fructose corn syrup.
That's awesome.
Let me ask you, Ross, is that leaf printed on the plastic container?
Yeah, it's like raised plastic. You know what I'm talking about? They're like they splash some cash.
The kind they can't recycle.
Yeah. I have no idea what I'm using. I know it's clear and it makes my clothes smell indifferent.
Yeah. I use the we switched from Tide to Gain a while back. We like the Gain stuff. We like the pods. They're so much easier. Just throw one in, light it up, and let's go.
I say, what are you guys talking about? I'm supposed to be the lazy millennial here.
No, there's nothing lazy about it. This is time. But time is money. Time is money. I want to be able to throw that thing in there and get out of there. I got things to do, but
all right, yeah. Okay.
I mean, I'm not there pouring and measuring.
With that logic, enjoy all of your Uber Eats.
I don't even do that.
Well, it's quicker.
Well, no, but
you can stay right there. You don't have to go anywhere.
But
Time, efficiency.
I enjoy cooking.
Not efficient on my wallet.
And it saves money. That's right.
Well,
it's
neither
expensive.
is Tide Pods.
What do you mean, dude?
I would say that liquid detergent, I feel very confident, is cheaper than any pod.
But I believe you have more waste, therefore that nullifies the savings.
What?
You're using too much.
What has more waste? You're talking about the
liquid,
plastic?
yeah. Because you're pouring it in the cup. You're putting too much in your
you're
machine.
wasting. In other words, it's the pods are measured out perfectly. See, the thing is, when you do a pod's like 2 tablespoons of soap. How much are you using? Like a quarter cup?
I don't know. Sometimes I just wing it, dude.
No, yeah, dude.
Exactly.
That's what we're saying.
Well,
Winging
sometimes I'm using too little. Who knows?
You don't. You can't. You're not,
exactly. That's why I'm making sure you guys stop thinking that I'm using too much because I don't have no idea, dude. I just wing it, splash down on the bottom.
Do you not even use the cup to measure?
No,
you just
freestyle.
pour it in there. Dude, what are you doing?
There's no rules.
What are you?
There are rules, and you're breaking them.
Do you use the fabric softener?
Yeah,
you do. What do you use? The beads or you use the liquid?
Well, I had liquid. It's a liquid.
What is wrong with you? They try to make it so much easier and more efficient for you, and you just ignore it.
I was watching the commercial. I decided those beads are a scam.
The beads are not a scam.
Beads are a scam. You don't need the beads. You don't need the beads in your pod. Do you get the pod with a little different color? If you have a different color,
it's like a little yolk.
If you have a different color in your pod, that's for odor.
Well, we stopped using the beads.
Yeah,
my wife is on a bead girl.
Yeah, I'm like, what? And it's not cheap. It's like, this is a scam.
Yeah.
You know what? I also decided dryer sheets. I decided they're a scam too.
Oh, let me tell you something. We don't
stopped using those too.
I have dryer sheets. Do dryer sheets have an expiration date? Because I'm telling you, I think the dryer sheets we have in our utility room right now have from our house 2 houses ago. Like, I think they're like old.
Yeah, I like dryer sheets. And I get excited when I find the dryer sheet in the clean laundry.
Really?
Yeah. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like finding an Easter egg or something.
Isn't it really? No, I don't. We don't roll like that.
Use a pod in your dishwasher?
We haven't gotten a dishwasher yet. So I've been washing dishes by hand, which I think is less efficient. Matter of fact, I know it is.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe the funny thing. No, hold on. Stop.
Wow.
You stop it. I will not take your judgment.
Wow.
I will not take your judgment.
Less efficient.
Listen here for a second. So it is less efficient. My wife's like, well, we should just wash dishes by hand. It's just the 2 of us. We're never going to have so many dishes where we have to use the dishwasher. I'm like, you know what? I'm down for that. Then she threw this addendum on there. Then she says,
have them done before I get home.
No, stop. That's automatic. The problem is you use more water with the dishwasher. And I'm like, baby, I don't think that's accurate. And then I looked it up, and it is not accurate. The dishwasher uses less water than when you would if you're washing dishes because of the rinse. So because you do your soap suds, you do your dishes, and then as you rinse them off, you have that constant stream. Well, the dishwasher fills up 1 time to wash and then 1 time to rinse, and that's it. And I think it's like 1.5 gallons or 2 gallons each, and that's it.
So, and it also, the heat of the water helps sanitize.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with my dishwasher, the main cycle is 2 hours, 28 minutes. There's a turbo cycle, and it's 58 minutes. I'm like, oh, I'm saving time, money, and all of that, right?
You can watch a full-length movie.
5 years in, I'm looking at the manual for this, and I learned that the turbo cycle is faster, but uses more water than the 2.5 hour cycle.
Oh, really? Who's washing their 2.5 hours for your dishes or for your clothes?
Dishes.
Oh,
2 hours, 28 minutes.
Oh, because the drying time and stuff.
I guess.
Yeah, because it washes them pretty quick, but it uses that heat to dry them off.
It uses more water in the turbo. That shorter wash uses more water to get it. But so it's like, all right, I'll go back to the low.
And then when they're done, you open it up, and it looks like Jack and Rose are just getting it in the back of that car.
And well, for us who wear glasses, it steams up.
It gets steamy.
It does get steamy.
You have a dishwasher?
I do have a dishwasher.
You don't.
I'm a big fan of my dishwasher.
Yeah, I
like playing dish Tetris.
We've meant to get one now for like 3 weekends in a row, and we always kind of get behind schedule and don't get a chance to go get one. And to be honest with you, we've been pretty successful washing dishes, so we don't want to spend the money.
I want to know how nice. This is how I determine how nice a dryer is. It's not how much liquid gets out of your clothes.
You mean dryer, or you mean?
Yeah, I'm talking
okay.
dryer.
Okay.
When your dryer is finished, what noise does it make?
Oh, mine sings a song.
Damn, dude, your dryer is nice.
Mine actually plays a straight up tune, and if I remember right, you can actually choose. That's
awesome.
My dishwasher does that. My dryer is just a full-on Mike Larson.
Dude, it is so aggressive. Why anybody put the 24 shot clock from the NBA in everyone's dryers?
That's exactly what it is.
It's too much.
Do you oh God, do you guys? So is your dryer still a
dial?
A dial?
Yeah, I have to dial it back to. It goes 20, 40, 60, and then it says more.
Jack, what year is your dryer?
It's old.
It's got to be like 80s, right?
Buddy,
or maybe
it's not 80s.
It's got to be 80s, Jack.
But I am squeezing the life out of this one.
Do you know that they now sell retail? You can buy commercial washer and dryers now.
Yeah.
And dude, they are. Let me give you an example of how scammy the whole idea of appliances is. It is. I think it's one of the biggest scammed out ways to get your money year after year. Like, I asked a tech from LG once, what's the average life expectancy for an LG appliance? And what do you think the number was?
7 years.
10 years?
5 to 7 years.
Oof.
5 to 7 years for
that goes fast.
For an $800 purchase, a $2,200 purchase. And I couldn't believe that. I was like, my grandfather, when he died, God rest his soul, still had the fridge in his garage that he bought with his wife when they got married 30 years prior. And the thing worked like a champ. Sealed up, nothing broke, anything. I mean, like nothing. And when you buy these commercial washer and dryers, where you might buy a washer and a dryer combined, it would be like, they would be like maybe $800 a piece, right? This one's like $2,800 a piece. And it has like the most minimum buttons. And I'm like, that is a guarantee never break for the rest of your life. Because it is like the most rudimentary things. The washer I have now, you have to have a computer science degree to run it.
Yeah.
It has 50,000 choices, and I don't know that any of them mean anything.
Yeah, you're like, how's laundry doing? It's like,
Right.
well, I can't get past this level.
Exactly.
I want
exactly.
I want an appliance that I have a legit shot at fixing. With YouTube,
Right.
I have a shot at fixing. But if I fix my washer,
Right, but if you have those electronic boards, and again, electronics around water, brilliant. But when you have the electronic boards and they go bad, your whole washer is useless. And again, all those settings can't be accurate. Like, there can't be a setting that is like, what can that thing do? Like, I've looked inside of it. I see what it washes with. It's a pretty simple machine, but it has like 50 different ways. I'm like, oh, for rayon. I'm like, it doesn't know it's rayon. There's no way. It doesn't wash it any differently than it washes cotton.
How old is your dryer, Jack?
Oh,
You
it's
said from the 80s?
No.
Is
He
it
said
so
from the
old?
80s.
Is it so old that when it says whites and colors, it means a whole different thing? How old is your dryer? Because my dryer right now
You
is.
can't use this, player.
Yeah. My dryer right now is like getting. I don't know. It's got a weird rust scratch to it.
Oh, yeah. You gotta have that.
Oh, yeah. Does your washer also have the dial, Jack, or do you have a more advanced washing machine?
It's got a dial.
It's got a dial.
But the washer,
that is the most Bradshaw thing of all Bradshaw things.
I think the washer is about 12 to 15 years old.
I'm so proud. I mean, that's awesome. I've
Yeah.
gone through 3 since then.
Yeah.
We always wind up getting the electronic stuff. And I was like, let's just get the dial thing, man.
So-
It needs to have like 4 settings. That's it.
Me and my now wife Olivia, at the time when we first started dating, we were about like 10 months in, and then she bought the house before I did because, let's face it, no chance.
Right.
So, but I wanted to give her a housewarming gift, so I surprised her, and I got her a washer and a dryer.
Okay, buddy.
And I thought that was like,
How did she-
it's
romantic?
The heart is in the right place,
Right.
but I treated it like like a bouquet of flowers.
Right,
I
right.
thought it was a romantic gift. And looking back on it, no, it's not.
She did not treat that like the diamond she was looking for?
No, it's not jewelry.
Yeah. All right.
Why does it always happen when the female is off the show? We end up talking about house chores and washing and clothes.
And Deborah's a monster at that stuff. She loves to keep her house nice and tight.
Yeah.
And here, man, when we get done with the show, she goes around and cleans everything up like it's her job. I mean, I do yell at her for it though.
Kind of is. Just you don't do it.
407. I wipe my area down occasionally. 407.
Pull that.
916-1041. Back with trivia next. Load them up. Let's give some stuff away.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO moving.com.
This is 11-year NBA veteran Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
A four-school block that includes Florida State reportedly remains opposed to expanding the ACC to include Cal, Stanford, and SMU. Buccaneers offensive coordinator Dave Canales says Baker Mayfield is maintaining a high level of focus after winning the starting quarterback job. And a silver bat trophy awarded to Hall of Famer Roberto Clemente is up for auction, with bids expected to top $350,000. I'm Scott Davidson.
Staples has great prices on everything you need for back to school. Right now, a 24-pack of Crayola crayons and comp books are just 50 cents each, and select notebooks are just 35 cents each. In-store only. Offer ends 8/26, limit 30. School on, save on at Staples.
Man, let's get you a new bathroom. Rebathroom in Florida can do that for you. Their showroom is so easy to find. 436 up in Altamont. They're right across from Kobe. And when you walk in, you'll see some models set up. Let me tell you just real quick. Those models are not like what you're buying. You don't look at like number 1 or 2 or 3, or I'll take the one in the back left. It's not like that. They're set up so that you can see the products they have that they can turn into your bathroom. That's it. They want you to see the tub styles, the sink styles, what kind of lighting they have, what kind of tile you can use, whether it be that natural stone, travertine, or marble, or other subway tile stuff. But here's the best thing. The stuff that you'll see there, that's the same stuff you see on TV in these DIY shows. It's the same stuff you see in magazines, in those do-it-yourself magazines. It's beautiful and very sturdy. Matter of fact, when you go in there, put your hands on those materials. Feel that quality. That's what they're installing, and they have a design team to help you out with the design. So basically, here's what you have to bring to the table. An idea. That's it. You have to bring an idea that they can put together to really enhance your home and give you that bathroom of your dreams, give you that spa-like ending or beginning of every day of your life. That's what Rebath does better than anybody in Orlando, and they can do it for you today. Hop online and check out those before and afters, guys, and then book your appointment. Your new bathroom is right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
This month, everyone's heading back to school. But while you've been busy buying new notebooks, backpacks, and lunchboxes, I've been coming up with a plan to help you buy a ride that's just too cool for school. Hey, it's RC Hill from RC Hill Mitsubishi, and I've got your key to looking fine in the car line. Right now, you could drive a nice new car for just $9 down. Don't sit in the car line with a car you hate. Ditch your old ride. You be proud to show off in the new 7-seater 2023 Outlander or the stylish Mirage, cleanest gas car in America, 43 miles per gallon, start at $15,900. And hey, if you've gotten a low credit score from the School of Hard Knocks, don't worry. My credit specialist, great on a curve, with rates from 0%. And our used car supercenter has over 100 fresh trade-ins starting at $5,900. Visit me to finish your back-to-school shopping, and you could drive home in a nicer, newer car for just $9 down. Hurry, this deal's done when the school bell rings. I'm RC Hill. I'm your car dealer next door. See all my A-plus rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Offers require bank approval. See dealer for details.
Looking for a place to go with friends or meet new ones? Then you're looking for Frogger's Grill and Bar. With 4 great locations, there's bound to be one near you.
There's always something happening at Frogger's. Come with friends or bring the family for some food and fun. Great place, great food, and the kids love it here.
Don't miss out on Frogger's amazing menu, where everything's fresh, never frozen. Oviedo, Mount Dora, Apopka, and Altamont Springs. Frogger's, hopping with food and fun.
The best time to get a great deal on a Jeep SUV is now during the Summer of Jeep event. Visit Jeep.com or your local Jeep brand dealer to find the perfect Jeep SUV for you. Get $3,500 total cash allowance plus finance and get no monthly payments for 90 days on the 2023 Jeep Wrangler Sahara. Financing and deferred monthly payments for well-qualified buyers through Chrysler Capital. Not all buyers will qualify. Interest accrues from date of purchase. Residency restrictions apply. Take retail delivery by 9/5. Jeep is a registered trademark.
Storm season is here, and Duke Energy is ready. With innovative technology and new ways to reroute power to help prevent outages in all kinds of weather. We're strengthening our systems, ready to restore power quickly and safely, while keeping you informed about outages with text and email alerts. It's all part of building a smarter energy future for you. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
I had a radio listener call me after an accident. The insurance company offered him $700. He hired me that day and we recovered $100,000. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Potential clients may not obtain same or similar results. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
$500,000 in August High Hands is the final month of the $1.5 million Summer High Hands at the Daytona Beach and Orange City Racing and Card Club. So don't miss this final month of $1.5 million in Summer High Hands with poker games like Texas Hold'em, Omaha, and 7-card stud. That's $500,000 in cash high hands this August to play at the Orange City Racing and Card Club at I-4 Exit 111B on Saxon Boulevard.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies.
Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
If you don't know what web goals are, consider yourself lucky. If you feel like helping out, go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
Jimmy, my dryer also likes to sing the song of its people, but I find it kind of frustrating. You know, I'm just like, just buzz or something like you're supposed to. I don't know why I need a show tune to tell me that my clothes are done.
It was like an 80s synth tune. I think you could probably loop it and make a cool little tune out of it. I mean, it goes on and on. Like, it'll stop and then start again. It's like pauses. It's got a dramatic pause. I never thought this would rile up people so much, but man, people have been bragging about how old their appliances are. Yeah. And then one guy says, like, my $3,000 fridge just had a light go out, and you can't fix it. You have to call the service rep to come out at a $95 a visit.
Whack.
Screw that noise.
What is the problem with 2023?
Yeah, right.
Right there.
Right. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Jack is here. Yep. And Ross has the sauce jar.
All aboard.
Chugga chugga.
Choo-choo.
Clickety-clack, clickety-clack.
Oh, amazing. All right, I'll see you later, Deb. Enjoy the rest of your vacation.
She can only say choo-choo, buddy.
She only comes in just for that one thing. We have a beautiful pair.
It was perfectly timed, by the way.
You're a loser. Okay, all right, Deb. Get out of here. Enjoy your vacation. I have a beautiful pair of tickets to Orlando City SC versus St. Louis City SC.
Oh.
This is a big game. I believe St. Louis is the best in the league, if not like top two.
Are you betting on this game?
I might. I don't know.
Didn't they just get beat by Messi in Inter Miami or no?
Oh, that was...
Everyone gets beat by Messi.
That's a different competition,
Okay,
but
gotcha.
you are correct. But this match is going down this weekend, August 26th at Exploria Stadium. Kickoff is at 7:30. That is your sauce jar, which is always brought to you by Cento Moving and Storage. That's right. That's CENTO Moving and Storage. If you're about to move your stuff, you know it. I know it. Everyone knows it. It sucks. It doesn't have to suck. Call Cento Moving and Storage. They will pick up all of your stuff for you. Mention us, that you heard about them through us. Boom, that's a discount. And that is your sauce jar, which is back to you, my glass-wearing friends. Man, I almost just went down this weird Cento inception hole right there.
Good. All right.
Where am I?
Cento Family Moving. It's CentoMoving.com.
I just threw up through my eyes.
Who goes first, buddy?
All right, so let's welcome Christy on line 3.
Good Lord of mercy. Christy, how are you, friend?
I'm good.
Sorry.
I think she's reconsidering her decision to join us today.
I am.
Christy, would you like to play a little game with us? Christy, would you like to play a little game with us? Let's do it. Here we go. God damn, guys.
Sorry.
To play a game.
All right, Christy, this is a real easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of them is a lie. If you can find that one, I'll send you to the sauce jar. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. On this day in 1979, the musical film Rock and Roll High School, featuring the American punk band The Ramones, premiered in New York City. Here are 3 fun facts about the Ramones and one blitzkrieg of a lie. Number 1. The Ramones got their name from Paul McCartney's hotel check-in name, Paul Ramone. Number 2, Bruce Springsteen originally wrote the song Hungry Heart for the Ramones. Number 3, although the Ramones only saw moderate success in the U.S., they hit the top 23 times in Germany. Or lastly, all of the original Ramones are dead. Which one of those is untrue?
The last one.
No, that's true. All the Ramones are dead. Every one of them. Dee Dee, Joey, Johnny, and was it Tito or Tico or something like that? I don't know. I never was a big Ramones guy.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's
Who's
welcome
next?
Bill.
Bill right there on line 4. Bill, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, it's my birthday today.
Hey, happy birthday to you, Bill.
Yeah, thanks, sir.
You got it, buddy.
Hey, I'm watching the TV from 2004.
Okay.
It weighs a ton.
Oh, very good.
I have a belly button.
Right. You're going to have, what are you having tonight for your birthday drink? You have another glass of Tax?
No, it's going to be something I'm more of a connoisseur of something greener. I'm not a big alcohol fan.
Okay, very good. All right. He likes the weed. All right, here we go. Bill. We're talking about the Ramones here. Which one of these is untrue? The Ramones got their name from Paul McCartney's hotel check-in name, Paul Ramone. Number 2, Bruce Springsteen originally wrote the song Hungry Heart for the Ramones. Or lastly, although the Ramones only saw moderate success in the U.S., they hit the top 23 times in Germany.
I'll say Hungry Heart.
No, that's true. Bruce Springsteen originally wrote the song Hungry Heart, and he intended for the Ramones to record it. Did you know that, Jack?
I did not.
Yeah, very good.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, buddy. Who's next?
Let's welcome Donna.
Donna, right up top. Donna, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Jim.
All right, good to hear that, Donna. You have a 50-50 shot here at winning. We're talking about the band The Ramones. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, the Ramones got their name from Paul McCartney's hotel check-in name, Paul Ramone. Or lastly, although the Ramones only saw moderate success in the U.S., they hit the top 23 times in Germany.
Just for the heck of it, I'm going to go with the theme of the show, which is people looking to be like other people, but having different names maybe. So I'll go with Paul McCartney.
No, that's unfortunately true.
Oh, Donna!
100% true. The Ramones got their name because they were all gigantic Beatles fans, and they found out that Paul McCartney checked into hotels under the name Paul Ramone, so they decided to call themselves the Ramones.
It's pretty epic.
That is pretty epic. And let's get to Jim here. Jim, how you doing, buddy?
Doing great.
Hey, buddy, tell me if this is true. We're talking about the Ramones here. Although the Ramones only saw moderate success in the U.S., they hit the top 23 times in Germany.
I would say, boys, I have to think about this one. False?
Yeah, that's false, buddy. I'm going to put you on hold. Enjoy your prize. Enjoy the soccer match for sure. A couple other things here about the Ramones before we get over to Ross Thoughts. Dee Dee Ramone wrote the lyrics and the music for the movie Pet Sematary. Remember that?
Yes.
Yep. He did that in Stephen King's basement.
Cool.
Stephen King was a massive Ramones fan. He invited him over for dinner. They started talking about the movie. Dee Dee Ramone kind of broke off, went down to the basement, and in about 20 minutes wrote the lyrics and the music for that song that appears in the movie Pet Sematary.
That's badass.
Yeah, it is pretty badass. The guitar player Johnny Ramone and the singer Joey Ramone absolutely despised each other.
Really?
You ready? In 22 years they were together, they rarely spoke. Even while traveling the world and touring, they rarely talked to each other. Only band-related stuff, nothing else. Why do you think so?
Fought over a girl. It's got to be.
Part of it. The other part was politics. Joey was a massive liberal, and Johnny was a big conservative. Matter of fact, when they got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Johnny said, "God bless George Bush and the USA." While they're being inducted, Dee Dee thanked himself. But yeah, and by the way, Johnny didn't even visit Joey in the hospital as he was fighting cancer and did not go to his funeral. And I think he died just a year later or 2 years later.
Hardcore.
Yeah. The Ramones played how many shows in 22 years, guys?
1,200.
20,000.
No. 2,263 in 22 years. That turns out to be about a show every 3 days.
Epic.
Pretty cool.
That is cool.
The Ramones' first show was at the CBGB Club exactly 5 years after Woodstock on the same date. They played 6 songs in 17 minutes.
That's about right for a Ramones song.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the last one I thought was very cool. The Ramones have had a number of players in their band, right? They always take the Ramone moniker. None of them are actually named Ramone. That's it's part of the bit. You know who Clem Burke is by any chance?
I do not.
Clem Burke is the drummer for Blondie. So when you see the Heart of Glass video, that guy playing drums, that guy's Clem Burke. For a short period of time, he was in the Ramones as Elvis Ramone. But here's the reason he couldn't stay. The songs were too fast, and he could not keep up with because it's punk, He couldn't keep up with it. He only played 2 shows with them and then moved on, and then luckily found Blondie and then wound up having a great career with them. There you go. The Ramones. Ross, what's coming up for thoughts?
Guys, do you ever look at something and you're like, wow, that is crazy, right, guys? And everyone looks at you and goes, dude, that's not that crazy. Why are you making this big of a deal of it?
Oh, that happens to me often.
Well, it happened to me last night. I am on my knees begging for anyone else to find what I'm about to share after the break as crazy as I do.
And they don't?
Grab your tinfoil hats, Jim.
All right.
We're not done with the conspiracy talks just yet. I will feed you. We will hack into the mainframe after the break.
I cannot wait for this. We'll do that next.
For every 10,000 new followers, everyone on Real Radio gets a new puppy. Can we get an assist? Real Radio 1041 on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Looking at some slowdowns on I-4 right now in the Orlando area, both east and westbound as you travel between Sand Lake and 535 and between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road. Looking at slowdowns eastbound on the beach line due to a crash now blocking both.
Ford is sponsored by
Off Clean Feel, so I can accessorize with studs and not with mosquitoes. I can wear my classic white crop and flag panel jeans and know that I'm covered with 8 hours of not sticky, fragrance-free protection. Get your pre-party protection on with Off Clean Feel. SC Johnson.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over Life Imaging FLA. Man, just one visit with these guys let me know I was in the right place, and here's why. At 55 years old, I know a lot of you guys out there listening, maybe even a little bit older than me, you get those little aches and pains at this age. You got to pay attention because you never know what your body is telling you. But the great thing with Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan, now you'll have a much better idea. I have known kidney and prostate issues in my family, and when I got my scan from Life Imaging FLA, guess what? We found out I had some kidney and prostate issues. The great thing is, found it way, way early, walked right into my primary care doctor with that information. I was armed with it like a shield. I handed it over. They were amazed by it, first things first. And then we started making a plan to make sure I get the tests necessary to make sure there are no problems that could turn out to be really big problems later down the road. And the peace of mind you get from that, guys, impossible to explain. But the cool thing is you can have it as well. Just get with Life Imaging FLA. Get that free heart scan. Remember, that is a $699 value, just a few minimum requirements. You don't have to take off your clothes. There are no injectable dyes. It only takes a few minutes. And while you're there, be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. And it's so easy. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, and say the keyword free heart scan. That is it. Pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. Make that call today. Take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
You know when you wake up and your mouth feels gross and you just can't wait to brush your teeth to get that clean, fresh feeling again? That's exactly how millions of Navage users feel when they use powered suction to rinse out their noses every day, just like brushing their teeth. Once you're able to breathe deeply without congestion, you never want to be without it. That's why so many people rave about Navage, with over 100,000 online reviews. Feel the Navage difference for yourself. In less than a minute a day, you'll feel immediate relief from seasonal allergies and congestion after the very first use. Navage will also help you sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier, naturally, without drugs. Start breathing clearly again with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose,
healthy life.
Why sell your car at WeBuyAnyCar.com? Because when you trade in, you're dealing with a dealer. And sure, they're interested in a good deal. For them, not for you. Come to WeBuyAnyCar.com instead. All we do is buy cars. You get in, get out, and get paid at a fair price. So don't take chances with a trade-in. Go to WeBuyAnyCar.com for a free online valuation.
Find out how much your car's worth at WeBuyAnyCar.
There are 16 spots in the playoffs and just one track left. Well, not just any track.
We're basically going to have to win.
Daytona. A last chance to keep playoff hopes alive.
1 point to the good.
And for fans to experience an event unlike any other. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 25th and 26th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Backup systems. We depend on them. Even your household budget has one. And Scott Cash Advance. Up to $500 fast with no credit check. Many locations open 24/7. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
If you're experiencing tooth pain, Advanced Endodontics can help. Our team of experts provides state-of-the-art care, offering advanced treatments like laser-assisted endodontics with no referrals necessary. With our 5 convenient locations serving Central Florida, you can get same-day emergency appointments, and you'll find we have easy financing and flexible payment plans available. Make an appointment today at INeedARootCanal.com. That's INeedARootCanal.com.
Are you looking for a way to protect your home from expensive system and appliance breakdowns? Look no further than Choice Home Warranty. Get coverage on over 25 systems and appliances, including AC, heating, plumbing, kitchen, and laundry. With a nationwide network of contractors and award-winning service, you can trust them to keep your home running smoothly. Get a free quote right now. Just dial pound 250 and say Home Warranty. Limitations apply. Visit ChoiceHomeWarranty.com for details. Call now, pound 250, keyword Home Warranty.
Steve Kramer here with the divorce tip. Inheritance isn't a marital asset unless you handle the money wrong or your divorce wrong. Then you can lose it to your ex. Call Trenley and Kramer, TK Law. We do divorce. OneFirmForLife.com.
Summer's winding down, and we know you want to enjoy what's left of it. But before you celebrate this Labor Day weekend, plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Celebrate responsibly and remember to drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
I like to cook on the Big Green Egg. Why? It's impressive and everything turns out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you got to go to Wassey's Meat Market and get a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories. They even have a classroom set up to teach you all the basic techniques on the Big Green Egg and advanced techniques. When you get the Big Green Egg from Wassey's Meat Market, there's a lifetime guarantee. So it's Wassey's Meat Market. Check them out on Instagram or just go to their website, Wassey'sMeatMarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's Wassey'sMeatMarket.com.
Ow. Okay, it's all right. Let's just start over. And one, and oh.
Ballroom dancing is a lot like saving for retirement.
Okay, class. Switch up partners.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's way easier with someone who knows the right moves. With Fairwinds Credit Union as your dance partner, you can glide into financial freedom by saving more and planning for your future. Visit fairwinds.org/together and become a member today. Fairwinds. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We appreciate that, as we do every single day. Hope you have a really nice Thursday. Got a big weekend planned. That'd be great. Enjoy yourself. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Jack is here. Go. Let's get some Ross thoughts.
Open them up.
It's weird.
We on the block.
It's funny.
Crack it.
Sometimes
On the block.
it's Ross. Spelled like sauce.
We're having fun.
It's Ross Thoughts.
That's what we do over at Real Radio. We're professional fun havers. Ross Thoughts is brought to you by... Hey, whoa, possible slogan. Put it on a billboard.
No.
I'll send the check later. Ross Thoughts is brought to you by Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company.
Don't get carried away with it.
All right,
I'm writing it down, and Jimmy's saying no. I like it.
I think it's on it. Professional fun havers, I'm just saying.
All right.
It's better than craptacular.
It is better than craptacular.
That's got my vote as well.
Guys, I haven't felt this way since Taco Bell came out with the quesarito.
Okay, what was? Remind me again. The quesarito.
The quesarito was a massive debate amongst me and all of my stoner friends.
Was that a drink or a food product?
It was a food product.
I mean, it's a fair question.
And the debate was the quesarito, which was a burrito with cheese all around said burrito with another tortilla wrapped around that burrito and cheese.
Right, that was an SNL sketch.
And the thing that me and my friends passionately, like William Wallace, fought over was quesarito. Was the queso supposed to be part of a quesadilla, or was it part of queso?
Well, a quesadilla is nothing. It's like a cheese. It's cheese inside a tortilla and then fried.
Yeah.
Or pan fried, so it melts the cheese and you eat it.
So that's why I would think that it would be they're trying to say it's a burrito with a quesadilla wrapped around it, hence the quesarito.
Yeah.
But not a lot of people feel that way, Jim.
That's the Mexican PBJ, by the way.
Because I'm with you. I think when that
wonder why I love it.
That outer tortilla having cheese is then sharing the tortilla burrito wall.
Oh, I
hence that's a quesadilla around a burrito.
I got you.
I'll fight. I'll die on that hill.
So what do you want it to be called? It should just be called like a burrito?
Well, other people are saying that it's not a quesadilla around the burrito. And they're saying that it's queso around the burrito, hence quesarito. That's what they called it.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Listen, you know how many drug tests I could fail to get to that? But something happened, man. Something happened this past weekend, and I feel like I'm right there with you, texting service. I am pissed that they got rid of the quesarito because that was a fun time. It was a great time. This past weekend, I'm driving. Please, if anybody who understands GPS out there, please let me know.
Now, is that a computer app?
GPS is what...
Is that new AI software?
GPS is what our phones use to determine our directions.
Yeah, GPS.
So I use GPS everywhere. I have smoked my sense of direction out of my body.
Yeah,
I
got a TomTom. I know.
Are you? Oh, don't say that. Are you Waze? Or are you Google Maps?
I Google Maps.
Okay.
And I have done enough research because something happened with the GPS that has rattled me to my core. It has changed what I thought and how, honestly, like, to let the user know, hey, your item is here.
Okay.
Right? Did I confuse you there?
No.
You put an Apple AirTag on your keys.
Yep.
That AirTag will then ping other people's iPhones and laptops that they will then let you know where your Apple AirTag is.
See, if you have an Apple AirTag like in your wallet, it's not going to some cell tower. It's going to my phone,
right.
his laptop,
It's a
his
Bluetooth
phone.
thing, right?
Yeah, and then they're using our information to locate where your missing AirTag is.
Got it.
So I've always thought that's kind of how GPS worked. Now, with that said, please, if you're in your car, answer this.
Okay.
I am driving down in the Milk District of Orlando. I am on Robinson Avenue. And I know Robinson Avenue. I love the Milk District. It's where I go. It's where I eat. It's where I drink.
And Robinson cuts right through the dead center of it.
Right there.
I mean, right through the middle of it.
And I'm driving through the Milk District because I'm trying to get to another street past it.
And for you people who don't live in the area, Robinson is a 2-lane road, but it is one of those roads that is a thoroughfare, one of the older thoroughfares in downtown Orlando.
So I'm driving through, and I have my GPS open because I do not have a sense of direction.
Okay.
And
even though you've driven 100 times.
100 times. I'm a confirmer. I don't want to get lost. I don't want to throw the dice. I know the phone's got it down.
No thinking about it.
No thinking.
Don't want that burdening you.
I don't want to think that much.
All right, very good.
I look at my GPS, and this is where it gets important here. I look at the GPS, and right there on Robinson Ave, Jack, the entire street is red. And I know what that means. That means traffic or a car accident.
Right.
But I think to myself, it's Tuesday at like 9 o'clock.
That road should not in a million years be crowded unless
there's
there's
no-
a murder or
Oh,
something.
yeah, maybe an accident. Fire trucks.
I mean, it would have to be a murder.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like it would have
or
to be
fire trucks.
an accident or something, but how in the world would you get into an accident there?
Right. I mean, it's, yeah.
Curiosity straight slaughters my cat, and I go down on the street to see why this thing is red.
You're not even really going down there. You just want to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Wait, the thing on the app that is there
To tell
so
you.
you avoid the area is drawing you to the area.
Basically,
having the opposite effect.
Because I'm curious, because I'm like, there's no way there's a car. How would anybody get into a wreck there?
Yeah.
I turn right there, I'm on Robinson Street, and what do I see? This is why all of our life has been a lie when it comes to GPS. I go down on the street, on the left side of the street and on the right side of the street, there are cars parked all down Robinson because someone's having a gathering at one of the bars.
But that's common. There are parking spaces. You can do that there.
But do you see what I'm getting at there?
No.
Is that the fact that cars were parking where they were allowed to park on the side of the street.
Oh, GPS saw it as traffic.
And GPS got confused and thought it was traffic. That's insane to me, and no one else thinks it's that crazy, that it's that live and that surveilled, that it's what?
So what you're saying is the GPS knew there were static cars there, but it just had no idea that it wasn't a traffic jam. But it did know there were cars parked there on the side of the road. In reality, it shouldn't be doing that.
Well, it's just
because those cars should be in the. If it was a traffic jam, they would be in the driving.
They
lane.
would be in the road, but
Right.
they're just on the side of the road parked. And then it kind of made me think, like, whoa, that
I've never heard of that.
Those cars being there had to have been there maybe an hour, if that. Some satellite refreshed and picked up on those cars. That's the only reason. That's the only way that I can think of how this whole scenario and situation, grab my tinfoil hat, everyone's watching, oh my God, who's looking at us?
Let me ask you a question, though, because here's the thing. It isn't, okay, so I know with Waze, and I know that you weren't using Waze, right? You were not
Yeah, I
using
know. I
Waze.
was using Google Maps.
Yeah. So with Waze, I know that you can report, like, as a driver, you can go, hey, there's a cop by exit 55 or whatever.
Yep.
And then if another person drives by there, you can report on the cop is still there. Do you think there's a possibility just a bunch of people reported that there are a bunch of cars parked there, as if to say, hey, if you're coming into this bar, there's no parking?
I mean, possibly, but I wasn't offered that question of, hey, because on Google Maps, it happens all the time, is like, yo, is the accident still there? Is it cleared? Still there or cleared is an option, a timed question on Google Maps.
Right.
But I'm just mind blown that traffic on the street confused the GPS to think that there was traffic, which means there was something watching Robinson Street going and refreshing that fast. My question away from that is, how much are we being surveillanced?
Oh, all the time, everywhere.
Yeah. There really is.
Yeah.
There's really privacy is an illusion.
Your smartphone is the culprit there, and that's how, like on Waze, that determines when you see red or not. Because when they have someone using the app and that person slows down, they know traffic is slowing down.
Right.
It's by your phone.
But he has a good point, though, because the fact is, in Orlando, at any given moment during the weekends, downtown Orlando is a nightmare because there's really no parking except for the garages, and it's very common for people to park on the side of the roads down 1792, off of 1792, that Virginia area that's very popular. We talk about all the time with Danny. That happens all the time, and it's not happened there before.
Well, with downtown, if it's late at night and cars are parked on the side of the streets, it will have traffic. It will be a legit red line. But there was no traffic in that red quarter mile of the Milk District.
Maybe a funeral went through and just and cleared right before you got there.
I don't know how GPS worked. I'm so confused on why and how something got confused that cars parked was being picked up as traffic. I've done some research. I immediately went home and tried to look into it of like, how in the hell does this work?
What'd you find?
I got more confused. Google Maps uses the WGS 84 datum, and that stands for the World Geodetic
Okay, man.
Geodetic System.
All right.
no one knows.
Yeah,
that's what I learned.
Somebody texted in and said, I know the answer to your GPS problem. It says everybody was using GPS to get there, and then they still had, or a couple of people still had their GPS going once they arrived. It's just like the case that the one guy was that had a whole bunch of cell phones on a buggy with GPS going down to one particular street, and then so it would avoid it.
So he's saying, okay, so with that logic, he's saying that people used GPS
to get down there.
And
then did not turn it off.
did not turn off the app. So then
it showed that a bunch of people had congregated in that area, making it look like there was a traffic jam.
And even if that's the case,
that would have to be a lot of people making that mistake.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that some satellite would be like, oh, we're picking up on a piece of detail.
That seems just implausible because of the number of people that would have to make that same mistake.
And then whatever event this is, there's a bunch of people, and out of their pocket you hear, "You've arrived at your destination.
Yeah,
You've arrived at your destination."
Because, and then I thought about the whole Apple AirTag thing is that all those cell phones are not left in those cars there. All those cell phones are with all the patrons in the bars.
So it should show them collaborating elsewhere and not being in their vehicle.
Well, at the very least, GPS would pick up on that they're in the bar or that they're walking around. I don't know.
Well, I have another one. We'll go to break here after this, and I have another one that my wife dropped on me today that she heard in a podcast, and we'll just conspiracy theory the hell out of it for the rest of the program.
Bro, this might be bigger than all of us. This might go all the way to the president. This might go all the way to Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company because they make great beer. Whether you are confused by GPS or not, they will always make good beer. That Blood Orange Weed is the best summer day, hot day beer I have ever had. And that Southbound Hiker, that New England IPA, which is my favorite type of beer, is damn good. Andy and Robbie, the minds behind all of the beers behind Persimmon Hollow Beer Brewing, they're just great people. They're passionate about beer and they're passionate about their community. And you can really tell every time you visit any of their locations, there's 5 of them, and you can tell anytime you take a sip of one of their products. So go out, find out yourself. Visit, enjoy Persimmon Hollow at any of their 5 locations. My location's downtown Orlando, Lake Eola. You can't miss it. Enjoy passionately crafted beers. Enjoy a Persimmon Hollow beer today. And drink sensibly, but get weird. Those are your Ross thoughts. I'll never understand GPS. I'm out. Peace.
All right, buddy. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in just 1 sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
If you like us here, like us everywhere. Real Radio 1041 on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Looking at some slowdowns on I-4 right now in the Orlando area, both east and westbound as you travel between Sand Lake and 535 and between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road. Looking at slowdowns eastbound on the Beach Line due to a crash now blocking both shoulders between the Greenway Toll Plaza and Innovation Way. No major problems for those taking the Beach Line or the 408. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Irish Spring, the fresh scent of Irish Spring. And those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset you need to own the day. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring at your local retailer today.
Inflation running high, nobody really knows when this stuff is going to level out. But that is why you got to make your move right now and buy your windows and doors at FAS. That way you can lock in the price. These guys have the largest window and door showroom in all of Central Florida. 38 unique windows ready for you to operate. Pick out your favorites and have them installed to change your entire house. They're all built with impact-resistant glass. That's for security, noise reduction, and maximum efficiency. Not to mention they have a full selection of hurricane windows and doors. All the estimates, they're always free. They always give you plenty of options, and all these products have a lifetime warranty. And from someone who's had windows from FAS Windows and Doors in 2 of their homes, guys, you just can't beat them. The installs are absolutely perfect. The products are absolutely awesome, and the guys that you work with are great as well. FAS stands for Father and Son. This is a really well-run business. You're going to love doing business with them. And if you act right now, you can get $55 per window and $95 per door. Find their showroom easily, Fairbanks and I-4. Slide in and pick out your windows. Your house will be better. It'll be safer. Your AC will last longer because it's working less. And, of course, your house will feel nice and cool, and your energy bills will drop. Hop on board today and find your guys, get that appointment, and find out what they can do for you. It's FASWD.com.
Car crash? Call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Get ready to win your way to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival and $1,000.
You'll be there. T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
September 22nd and 23rd.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Immerse yourself in virtual reality with Kokomo, the new app from Canon. Connect with friends and family live in photorealistic environments. It's like being together even if you're miles apart. Search Kokomo by Canon to download now from the Meta Quest Store, Apple App Store, or Google Play.
The Dunkin' Run is here, and so are the deals. Add a $3 sausage, egg, and cheese to a medium or larger coffee. Time for a Dunkin' Run. America runs on Dunkin'. Offer valid with the purchase of a medium or larger coffee. Price and participation may vary.
Sunday, August 27th is Boxy Park's third annual Reggae Day, with music starting at noon and reggae legends Inner Circle headlining the day. Tickets are $20 in advance or $25 at the door. Tickets are available now at eventbrite.com.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
It happens in a matter of seconds, but the aftermath can last a lifetime. Car crash, slip and fall, there's only one Mo you should call, the Mo you know. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Back to cool. Tons of stylish and innovative new Nissans are at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Buy now and make no payments for 6 months with interest from 0% APR financing. Get in to Sutherland Nissan Orlando. OrlandoNissan.com. Home of the lifetime warranty. See dealer for details.
Having trouble sleeping? On the podcast Nothing Much Happens, join yoga and meditation teacher Catherine Nicolai for peaceful bedtime stories to help you relax. Catherine weaves brain training techniques and storytelling to take your mind to a calm and comfy place.
Welcome to Bedtime Stories for Everyone, in which nothing much happens. You feel good, and then you fall asleep.
Listen to Nothing Much Happens on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
That's right. It's a real mess out there, Kate. We're seeing heavy congestion on the eastbound lanes of the main expressway with traffic backed up for miles.
What do traffic and debt have in common? You don't want to be in either for too long. Move into the fast lane with Fairwinds Credit Union. We'll help you set goals, save more, and be your guide to achieving financial freedom together. Visit fairwinds.org/together and become a member today. Fairwinds. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
Let's be real. Florida home insurance is an absolute nightmare. And with hurricane season at your doorstep, you need a home insurance company that you can depend on. That's why there's Open House. They're a tech-enabled home insurance provider that uses smart data to keep your premiums low. And you can get an obligation-free quote in seconds and join your neighbors that are saving hundreds of dollars with Open House. You can also get discounts for your smart life choices, like having a gym membership or a dog. So start saving today by going to openhouseinsurance.com. See openhouse.com insurance for details. This advertisement does not constitute a binding offer or guarantee of coverage.
Here's how to avoid a top mistake in divorce. Text messages and social media posts can wind up in front of a judge. Act accordingly. Don't post like a fool. Divorce? Trenley Kramer Law. TK Law. OneFirmForLife.com.
Running a small business takes grit and determination and a communications provider that's got your back. That's Spectrum Business. Fast, reliable communication solutions that keep your business going. Get 300 megabits per second internet, just $49.99 a month when bundled with Spectrum Business Connect, the all-in-one phone system that lets you work from anywhere on any device. And get a free mobile line for a year. Visit spectrum.com/go faster. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
Small cherry Slurpee drinks are only $1 at 7-Eleven. It's a drink so full of bold, fruity flavor that the amazing price is just the cherry on top. Stop in at 7-Eleven to get any small Slurpee drink for $1. Slurpee, anything flows. Expires 12/31/2023 plus tax. Visit store for details.
Hi, I'm Marissa Thalberg.
And I'm Stephen Wolf Pereira. Come join us for our podcast, Brand New.
So what's really new about Brand New? Well, Stephen and I are not only longtime C-suite executives, we're friends.
Because of that, we've got a lot to say about tech, entertainment, advertising, media, and marketing, what we call team.
It's real talk from the inside, personal talk too, and it's meant for everyone rising in business or just interested in it.
Just look for the Brand New podcast wherever you listen.
It's a brand new conversation you won't want to miss.
Florida residents get in for only $16.50 till the end of August.
ended yet? Obviously, we're only kidding. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. I'm Jim. Jack and Ross are here. Deb will be back with us on Monday, taking a few days off, travel with her fiance. Down in South Florida, just living it up, loving life.
Where in South Florida?
I'm not going to tell you that.
Oh, okay.
It's not far from where you grew up, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go. Don't forget, Suds, Putts, and Pints coming to downtown Mount Dora September 16th. It'll be all the guys on the show, and of course, Deb will be there as well. This is her gig. We'll be there from 3 until 6, and we're having a good time, guys. It's a dog washing, music drinking party is what it is. Angel from the Monsters will be there spinning tunes. Pisces Rising will be providing all the beer and fun drinks for us. And it's all brought to you by Clausman Law. But basically what this is, guys, is a way where we can raise money for the Lake County Humane Society and get them some cash. They always have issues out there. We all know Deb is a massive animal lover. We're also going to have some auctions and silent auction items. You'll be able to bid on, have one of us from the show wash your dog. You can just bring your dog and make a donation to get it washed and just kind of hang out, walk around downtown Mount Dora. A lot of these businesses are pet friendly, and we just can't wait. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, and it's not just us. The Humane Society of Lake County will be doing most of the dog washing. They'll be taking donations. There'll be some auction items for you to bid on if you want to do that as well.
Mm-hmm.
All proceeds benefit the Humane Society of Lake County.
Yep.
Shout out to Hillcrest Insurance, one of our sponsors. They'll be there as well. And Perfection Dog Training, Daryl Payne, and many of his 50 students. And
50.
And service dogs. Yeah, 50 of them.
A dog per state.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a lot of dogs.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. 3 to 6, September 16th. Mark that on your calendar. Downtown Mount Dora for Suds, Pups, and Pints. It is our inaugural one of these, so we're hoping it'll keep going for a while.
Yeah, get the details on our website, JimColbertLive.com.
There you go. So we were talking about the conspiracy theory thing. There's another one my wife hit me with today.
God, that texting service, by the way, about the whole GPS thing. Lit up. And here's the thing. I think I might be just as confused. I think there was one text that kind of jumped out to me, though, that made me feel like, okay, that texter has a lot of confidence. He was talking about how Google Maps works. The satellites are constantly looking at the area. That's why Google can say you will arrive at 7:53. It's not like Waze or an AirTag that depends on other people or other phones. It is all satellites above us that's watching our every move.
Holy balls.
The Google car will drive around from time to time to update the info on the land and then send to the satellites for our maps.
But that's just to let you know where if there are new roads or if a road's been, something's happened like that, because we've had Waze take us to places that were barricaded, they weren't finished.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But it's pretty rare.
And then he also asked me, where have I been on all of this?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I didn't think that we were being watched that much.
Right. No, me either. So my wife was listening to a podcast the other day, and it had a former CIA guy in there, right?
Ooh.
And it was, I think it was Rogan. And the CIA guy was dropping some conspiracy bombs, and one of them seemed kind of plausible. Now, again, with CIA, you never know. I mean, they like to play games. They F around. But here's what it was. How do you think I could find out what your house looks like inside without ever going inside? And know exactly what your layout is? Like if I wanted to case your house to be able to get in, get where I want to go, and then get out with as little effort and as little intrusion as possible, how could I get that information without actually entering your house?
I mean,
tap into your security cameras.
Is it that silly for me to say Windows?
Now, you could hack into your security cameras. That's not what they're talking about here, though. I guess this is not it. Now, I think that's a little bit more difficult than you think, because they talked about that before. I guess the security cameras use encryption, and it's a little more difficult.
Okay.
And I guess this particular thing isn't. It was never considered. Like a security camera, you have to protect from people like that.
Your smart TV.
No, it's not your smart TV.
What else looks out? What else has a lens that looks out?
Well, not looks out necessarily.
What that would see the room. Looks back.
It's not old school window, Tom peeping?
No.
Maybe
I'll give you one guess, and we'll go one shot. What do you think?
They drone it. They look from a drone.
No drone.
I think it's from your smartphone.
No. They hack into your Roomba.
Oh.
They hack into your computer, your self-guiding, self-mapping.
Yeah, you get a map of the house.
Vacuum cleaner. And I guess some of those have, is it true that some of them have cameras?
I think newer ones are starting to, yeah.
So what they're saying
to
is,
avoid the dog poop.
Is it maybe so?
Yeah, no, that's
is that
true.
exactly what it is?
Yeah.
Well, you hack into the Roomba and you get its mapping data, and apparently you can find out exactly what the layout of a house looks like. And I guess with the new ones, possibly even get a scope inside and be able to kind of look around and see what's in there.
I like how the texting service, with a solid guess at this, they kept bringing up Zillow, but I'm assuming that the people that the CIA are trying to find out about their abodes.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think they're on Zillow.
And by the way, if your house isn't listed on Zillow or isn't listed, if your house isn't up for sale, like you could go and look at a house, and I don't believe if it's not for sale, they don't give you access to the photographs. I mean, I could be wrong there. Go to Zillow or a realtor and see if that's the case. I think your house has to be up for sale for the realtor sites or realty sites to show you photographs of the inside of it. But I could be wrong. But I remember...
What?
What?
That's what rent goes for now?
Oh, dude, don't even get me started. $2,000, right?
A 5-bedroom, 4-bath house in Winter Park.
Okay, hold on. Stop right there. 5-bedroom, 3-bath in Winter Park.
It's going to be higher than me at
3,600 square feet, buddy.
Oh, that's going to be...
That's cheap in Shanghai.
$6,500 a month.
78.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's stupid.
$7,800 a month for rent.
But I can also get you in Winter Park into a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 785 square feet, Jimmy. $1,300 a month.
Buddy, let me tell you something.
How's that sound?
Before we bought our townhouse in Baldwin, which of course we've moved out of now, we looked at some places in one of those towers in Winter Park, and I remember going up to it. And it was on like the Alhambra or something like that. And it was like a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, stereotypical like 1,400 square foot apartment with low ceilings. They've been there since the 50s, right? And we looked at the price. The price was ridiculous. It was like $600K, right? And we're like, this is insane. Like, who would? And you had to pay the homeowners association fee still. You had to pay all those fees. So it would have been ridiculous. So we go buy the townhouse, get a much better deal on that. And then we look back about 3 years. I mean, actually, it was about a year and a half ago, just kind of fiddling around.
Yeah.
That same thing now is like $900,000 for a 2-2 townhouse built 40 years ago, 50 years ago. In Winter Park. It's bananas. But here's the thing. It doesn't have to be a real nice part of town for that to happen. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, any house in this city. Matter of fact, I think Orlando just ranked as top 5 most overvalued property in the nation. In other words, you're paying more for a house in Orlando than you should. I think the average house price right now is $385 or $365, which is just bananas. I told you my kid is moving here from Denver. We're moving back home, and we were looking for a place over in Sanford. And we looked at one the other day. It was a 3-2, but it was only like 1,300 square feet, and I couldn't believe how much it was. It was more than my first nice house that I bought when I started making a little bit of money.
I've got friends,
way more actually, almost double.
I've got a lot of friends who would love to buy a home, and it's just show stop. Can't do it.
It's
How?
tough. And man, can I tell you something?
With those interest rates?
And look, can I tell you the crazy thing? You back in the day, you'd do this, right? You'd be like, okay, well, I want to be in, let's say, the Audubon Park area, right? But let's say my budget's like $300. Well, you're not going to find anything close to $300 in the Audubon Park area. I think a burned out house would cost $300,000 in Audubon Park, right? So then you're like, well, I'll just go on the outskirts of that. I'll just go a little bit. I'll be Audubon Park adjacent.
Right.
The problem is there are no adjacents in Orlando anymore. Yeah. You can't move far enough out of town to get a good deal on a house now. You can't move to Sorrento. That's a 40-minute drive. That's like living where I live. You can't get a good deal out there. Even 2 or 3 bedroom houses out where I live in the middle of nowhere, which is a 40-minute drive to almost anywhere in the city. And it's still so grossly overpriced.
So then with that said, then those properties in the city, close to the city, well, then they just skyrocket. If there's no place, I've never thought about it like that because you can't move. I'll just move right outside of Audubon Park. Well, now you're actually getting close to a different neighborhood that has a strong demand. And if those areas don't have enough mileage in between them,
there's nowhere to go out there.
There's nowhere to go.
If you want to live in that area, which is one of the most desirable areas in Orlando, we talk about it a lot. It's the hipster. It is the epicenter of cool in Orlando.
It's pretty cool.
Is the Audubon Park, Corinne Drive, red light. We talked about it today. East End Market, and then all that surrounding area, going all the way to Virginia. But again, I want to live near there. Well, near there is Winter Park. It goes higher, and near there is College Park, and that's higher. Or you go across Highway 50 and go down to maybe Thornton Park. That's double the price of Audubon Park.
Yeah, I've never thought about how important those spots are in between those trendy spots.
You can't move. You honestly, where you are,
perfect,
is about as far out of the area as you can be adjacent to those cool areas and still afford or still get a house that's reasonable.
I'm starting to really like living by the airport,
buddy. I'm telling you, you're gonna be just fine over there. It is completely insane. And the gentrification of a lot of these neighborhoods is taking place. Look what they did to started with an H down there in Winter Park, Jackson. Hannibal Square.
Yes.
Remember Hannibal Square, what it used to be? Like there was this weird thing in Orlando for a while. Winter Park is probably, with the exception of maybe Windermere, the most affluent part of Orlando. And it's old money. It's the money that built the city of Orlando. It's like what Winter Park is. But oddly enough, in that area over by the train station, there was a little enclave of black-owned family or houses, and there were small, like little shotgun little houses, and it was called Hannibal Square.
Well, you said it right. It was so old. It's when segregation was the thing.
That's exactly what it was. Just on the other side of the tracks. I mean, the old stereotypical, the house on the other side of the tracks.
Yep.
But man, when you have property close to that other property, I mean, it's now worth millions. I mean, now those guys are selling those houses, just the property alone. They would doze the house. The property would be $700,000. And then you got to spend another $500,000 or $700,000 to build your house so that you could pay the highest property taxes in Orlando, Florida, which are in Winter Park.
Yeah, I'm talking about houses whenever I get into any argument with my wife. Because, marriages, that's what happens. Relationships, you have bumps. Whenever we get into a disagreement, I just have to remind myself that my wife refied when COVID happened. And I just fall all back in love with her all over again.
Right before the rates went crazy?
Well, yeah.
That bit me bad.
There was a window.
Oh, that bit me bad. I told you guys, when I started this rebuild for the pool and stuff in my house, they broke ground February. 3 weeks after they broke ground, my entire financial plan to do that entire thing fell completely apart. The rates went from like 2 3/4 or 3 to like 7.
Yeah.
And I was like, boom, now what? Now money's so expensive, I can't borrow it.
I just want to say I love you, baby. Thank you for knowing stuff.
All right, 407.
But about this Zillow. So it uses Google Pictures and Google Maps. Well, Google Pictures talking about the satellites. This is obviously from the truck because what do you always do? You look up your house.
Right, yeah.
And so then you try and guess the time of the time when they took this. Because I'm looking at my previous car. So this is about a year and a half ago. And I know it was on a Thursday.
Why do you know that's on how do you know they took that picture on a Thursday?
Trash can?
My recycling bins are still out.
I used to look at the old house on the lake, the one across the street over there, and it took them a while to update it after we left because the people who moved in put solar panels on.
Yeah.
So that's how we could tell. And they added a dock as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that one. They G'd it up.
I'm gonna go hang out.
Oh, dude. Did you went to that place, right?
Yeah.
The old house?
Yeah.
They took that outside place and turned it into an entire mother-in-law apartment. Like 1 bedroom, 1 bath with a bathroom, the whole 9 yards.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, they did it up. We sold that way too cheap.
Yeah.
I want a dock.
You gotta live. You have to be on a body of water.
No, you don't.
You're right. You don't. You could have. You should have built one under your above ground pool.
You build that dock.
I'm not, guys. The above ground pool is not looking too good these days.
Is it still in the shed?
You took it down though.
Yeah, I did. You're damn right, I did.
Then why don't you just throw it out? That's amazing. What a waste.
Because I don't have a big enough trash can.
That could have made a family so happy.
It won't fit.
You could
anywhere.
probably
Facebook Marketplace. Come get it.
Can I tell you? Put it out on the curb. They'll take it.
Yeah. Well, I brought it up because I might have an update in the near future.
It's coming out again. The wife wants to set it up.
No. I would put my foot down.
Oh, all right, 407-916-1041.
You listen up, broad.
Texas.
No pool.
Is he staying with you tonight?
You got me on a couch, Jim?
No, but the only thing is you should have been able to fall asleep from laughing at you.
Yeah, that's for sure.
All right, load them up for last call, guys. 407-916-1041. Remember, this is the time you take the show over. A little fun joke, little pun, little callback from the program, whatever you want to do. Again, that's 407-916-1041. All lines are open. Grab one now. We'll do that next.
Make us think or make it funny. Just make it good. Get on board now for last call on the Jim Colbert Show. 407-916-1041.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Ian Cassette with your Central Florida forecast. Quiet through this evening with mild temperatures overnight. We'll see a low of 76 degrees under mostly clear skies. For Friday, a hot day with a lot of sunshine. High of 93 degrees and mostly sunny skies. Feels like temperatures will climb into the triple digits. We will see low rain chances and more heat throughout the weekend, but we're watching for tropical development potentially in the Gulf into next week. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Ian Cassette.
This report is sponsored by Off.
Off Clean Feel, so I can accessorize with studs and not with mosquitoes. I can wear my classic white crop and flag panel jeans and know that I'm covered with 8 hours of not sticky, fragrance-free protection. Get your pre-party protection on with Off Clean Feel. SC Johnson.
Hey guys, experience firsthand the real benefits of battery outdoor landscaping equipment by Steel. You can do that at your local Tools Ace Hardware. Everybody knows Steel products are only sold through servicing dealers like Tools Ace Hardware. What does that mean? You can't find Steel equipment at the big box stores. This stuff is amazing. I've said it 100 times. When you see those landscaping trailers out driving around, look at the equipment they're using. Those are the pros. Of course, it's Steel. And this battery-powered equipment has long run times and the ability to switch easily between multiple tools, edgers, trimmers, and blowers. All you have to do, just stop by one of their Tools Ace Hardware 10 Steel locations with service and repair centers right inside the store. Not to mention, the new Winter Garden and South OBT stores have brand new, newly expanded Steel showrooms. It's Tools Ace Hardware. They have 12 locations here in Central Florida. Find yours today easily at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Wake up, people. You are optimizing every waking hour of your life. From carpooling kids, to work, to friends, and everything in between. You have to get sleep and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements, learning how you sleep so you learn to sleep better night after night. Sleep next level, only from Sleep Number.
It's the biggest sale of the year. Save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus special financing. Ends Monday. See store for details.
We buy any car.
Selling your car by yourself can lead to some strange encounters.
So how many bodies does this car hold? Bodies? It's a 5-passenger car. Right. Passengers.
Don't deal with selling it yourself. Come to WeBuyAnyCar.com instead. It's easy. You get in, get out, and get paid at a fair price.
I sell mannequins. Oh, what'd you think? Nothing. Nothing at all.
Get your free online valuation now at
WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Slowed down, held back, inhibited. What you get out depends on what you put in. Rejuvenate your engine's performance with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline. Because true performance knows no bounds. New and improved Shell V-Power Nitro Plus removes up to 100% of performance-robbing deposits to rejuvenate your engine's performance. Continuous use in gasoline direct injection engine fuel injectors.
Here comes pumpkin. And here comes you into a Dunkin', living your wildest pumpkin spice dreams, because Dunkin's Pumpkin Spice Signature Latte is here. Rich espresso, flavors of pumpkin spice, and a whipped cream topper hit with caramel drizzle and cinnamon sugar is ready for sippin'. Order the Pumpkin Spice Signature Latte today. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
Every day, you breathe in thousands of microscopic germs, allergens, and viruses. Don't let these invisible invaders make breathing through your nose impossible. Flush them out with Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril around the back of the nose and out the other nostril, helping flush out all the nasty things that make you miserable. Nearly 4 million people use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. People like Cindy, a verified Navage user who writes, I've had such awful nasal congestion for the last couple years. I bought Navage and OMG, I can breathe again. I love this thing. Goodbye, Neti Pot. Hello, Navage. End quote. If you suffer from sinus congestion, allergies, or snoring, then Navage is the safe, drug-free solution you've been looking for. Navage is at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and Navage.com. Navage. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free, anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
There are 16 spots in the playoffs and just one track left. Well, not just any track.
We're basically going to have to win.
Daytona. A last chance to keep playoff hopes alive.
1 point to the good.
And for fans to experience an event unlike any other. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 25th and 26th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Summer's winding down, and we know you want to enjoy what's left of it. But before you celebrate this Labor Day weekend, plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Celebrate responsibly and remember to drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas this September.
Superstar artists from every genre.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.
Is that Dick Dale?
It is Dick Dale.
Yeah.
And the Deltones.
Yeah, made famous by Pulp Fiction soundtrack, right?
You are correct, sir.
And then
we used to play that as rejoins in the back when it was the Russ and Bo show. Wasn't even the Monsters. That movie came out, and we basically used that entire soundtrack for rejoins forever.
One of my favorite soundtracks of all time.
My God, it's so good. It is so good. That movie is so good.
That movie hit me hard.
The movie, that was a game-changing movie.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look at like 2001: A Space Odyssey, game-changing movie.
Yeah.
Star Wars, game-changing movie. This movie, people didn't even know how to react to Pulp Fiction when they saw it. They'd never seen anything like that before.
Movies
the best.
are the best.
The best.
I was talking to my film industry buddy who's staying with me because he can't work, and we were just talking about.
Oh man,
I know, right? So I'm helping him out. He's basically homeless. I'm giving him a roof, and we were just talking about which movies are in our Rushmore, and how maybe not your favorite movies, but the movies that you respect the most.
Yeah.
I would have to say Dallas Buyers Club.
You know, I've never seen that. It's a McConaughey movie about a guy who had to travel to get AIDS medication, right?
I've
never seen it.
I would put it in my Rushmore of all-time performances, stories, film. Oh, so good.
I was heard
he got an Oscar for that.
He got. And then Jared Leto was in that movie and got nominated as well, right?
Yeah, and I don't remember if he won. I know McConaughey won because his speech is the only speech that I could ever remember probably for the rest of my life. It was so inspirational.
Yeah. My wife has listened to his book and said, as a matter of fact, I think she's listened to it twice and says it's amazing. He says that guy is like on a different level.
Yeah, I have the audiobook on my phone.
Yeah,
I'm like a chapter in. It's funny. It's like if you wrote a book, it's like, man, you know what would be great? Matthew McConaughey to read this book on tape. And it's like, he's got that down.
He's like a Texas Sherpa. He's just got these weird witticisms, and his family is super cool. Have you ever heard about what his wife had to go through when she married him because his mom didn't trust anybody, and she always thought that the women were just out for Matthew's money and fame and stuff, and apparently put this chick through the ringer. And finally, his wife stood up to his mom and said, And basically, he just got in her face and said, I don't know what your problem is. And then from that day on, they've been like the best friends and stuff. But yeah, McConaughey's a different man.
Yeah, it's his speech. I remember it. He was talking about who he looks up to.
Yeah,
People asked him who he looks up to, and his answer was myself in 5 years.
Yeah, that's great.
and that he would
That's
always
so arrogant. I love it.
Well, he would fantasize about the person he would be in the future with the work that
Yeah.
he's doing in the present.
Right.
And then that was the person who he always looked up to was just himself in 5 years, and I really
But
liked it.
journaled all his life, which
Yeah.
is a lot of things he references in that book.
And the funny thing is, his best friend is Woody Harrelson, and watching Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey interact with each other is the cutest thing you've ever seen in your life. It's like two kids that just found their best friends at like 7 years old. Remember that first friend of yours? You always wanted to be around them and play and hang out and stuff.
Oh, the best.
Yeah.
And then he got weird.
Yeah, then he got real weird, right?
Yeah.
All right,
Jared Leto did win Best Supporting Oscar for Dallas Buyers Club.
If you've never seen that movie,
you got to check it out.
It's too good.
I turned my daughter on to No Country for Old Men, which is on my Rushmore.
Yeah.
And the first thing she did was she texted me. She says, What was it ending about?
Yeah.
I'm like, baby, just don't think about it too much. It's just,
I actually got the book just to read the ending again.
Cormac
because
McCarthy?
I wanted to hear Cormac's version of it.
It's pretty spot on from what I understand.
Yeah.
The one thing about the Coen brothers, from what I understand, was when they adapt a movie from a novel or a book, that they really stay close to what the author wanted to do. They don't try to add anything to it. All right, 407-916-1041. We're full up for last call. Jack, who do we have to thank today, friend?
Oh, boy, we have a couple people to thank. One, Danny Meyering for Date Night Done Right.
That's right. If you missed any of that, just go to JimColbertLive.com. You can find it right there at the goods.
Under the goods, you can actually listen to today's segment. Also on our website, under podcast, you can listen to the Colbert Court segment where we talked to Glenn Clausman. Thanks for coming in today, Glenn. And it was answering a lot of questions that people have about their insurance.
Very nice.
Yep. And thanks to Ross.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Candace and Sam for monitoring the YouTube channel. They do a great job for us.
They
And we
always
appreciate
do
that.
a great job. Thank you,
We'll be
Candace.
talking to
Thank
Candace
you, Sam.
tomorrow for sure for Rich Tips. Do we have a question of the day, buddy?
He said tips.
I did tips.
Yeah, we do have a question of the day, and it had to do with something we were discussing a little early on the program. Do you think American presidents use a look-alike body double?
Oh, that's going to be a whole bunch of no.
Oh,
Just couldn't think of anything else.
I think we're going to go 35% yes.
Really?
You say 35% yes.
I'll go 15% yes.
25?
Is it dead in the center?
75% yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be up.
Man, I need to believe my own conspiracy theories more.
Yeah, 60% yes on one of the social platforms.
That's funny.
And Twitter, the most cynical, well, I don't know what way that would be cynical, but it's 55%
Yeah, there
yes.
you go. All right, Ross, stand up.
Yes, next weekend, Saturday, September 2nd, I'm going to be out in Melbourne at Pineapples. You can get your tickets off of the link in my Instagram bio.
Abso-smurfly. All right, let's get to it here. Ray, last call.
Hey, this is the best show on the channel. I've been listening since the beginning, never called in, but you might want to forget about the craptacular thing. That was Howard Stern's lead into the XM deal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we won't do that. We don't want to. Thanks, buddy. We don't want to bite Howard for sure. Tyler, last call.
Well, look what I done did. My name's R. Kelly and I lost all my money because I feed on some little kids and I don't know when I'm going to get out. But best believe I'm going to make a bunch of records so you know what my life was about.
I don't put that guy.
Shut it down!
Put Tyler in.
Put it in the rafters! A legendary performance.
That was great. Tyler's the rookie of the year already.
Tyler,
All right,
I'm giving you a point
All right,
regardless of who wins.
All right, Carlton, last call.
All right, that kills me, but Jimmy?
Yes.
I'm not bald, but I'm pleasantly fat.
Okay, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate that. Sometimes you win, sometimes. Angry Eric, last call.
I have your slogan for you. Real Radio 104.1. Just listen, you son of a bitch.
Yeah,
That's right. Just listen, you son of a
That's a
bitch.
billboard.
I'm going to put that behind a plane.
Mike, take us home. Last call.
Tyler was great. This is Mike Buzzer Larson here. Jimmy, you know what happens when you fart and burp at the same time?
I don't know, Mike. What does happen when you fart and burp at the same time?
Your buddy takes a screenshot. Quack,
Oh, come on, dude.
I love it. No, I don't care if that's from the. That's a good one.
That's damn good.
Mike Larson with the point.
Yeah, there you
Tyler
go.
also giving a point. I'm giving Tyler 3 points for that. He wrote that.
Good job. Good job, guys. Appreciate that very much. All right, coming up tomorrow, we'll do Primetime Kitchen with Fayez Kara from the Orlando Weekly. We'll do Embers Only featuring another great cigar from our friends over at Corona Cigar Company, and Rich Tips with Candace Rich. We'll do all of that tomorrow. Plus, we'll talk about all the fun stuff happening in the world. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters in the morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with a Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Thursday evening.
I haven't worn underwear since like 85.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.